Style has changed, and it all started with a free consultation from S&W Kitchens.
S&W Kitchens gave us an outdoor living space where we can host dinners all the time. Their designers let us customize our needs and style. And now, well, we love to entertain even if it's just family for dinner. Plus, the kids love it after school.
Visit snwkitchens.com now for a free design consultation with our award-winning designers. That's snwkitchens.com.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment changeouts and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Checkers $5 meal deal is for people who know what it's like to stretch. Every dollar. Ooh. Before you pull a hammy, get to Checkers and feast on our $5 meal deal. Fill up on a fully dressed checker burger or fried lover's burger, plus 8-piece white meat chicken bites, Checkers' oh-so-famous seasoned fries, and a 16-ounce drink. Oh, mama, that's a lot for just $5. The Checkers $5 meal deal. Woo. No stretch required.
In St. Pete Clearwater, every day is a great escape. With 35 miles of white sand, there's no better place to get away. So let's explore the secluded beaches of Fort DeSoto or paddle our way around Honeymoon Island. Let's kick back, kayak, and catch crimson sunsets. Let's trade busy schedules for laid-back vibes. Let's make today and tomorrow a beach day. Let's shine. Plan your escape at visitstpeteclearwater.com.
Hey everybody, Jim here from my friends at Solar Bear. Did you know last year there were 3 different utility rate increases and they're meeting regarding another increase? Stop going along with these rate increases. Now is the time to go solar with Solar Bear, the #1 solar installer in the state of Florida. They can help eliminate your power bill in 2023. They're the highest rated and reviewed solar company in the state, plus they're locally owned and operated, which means no subcontractors. Visit solarbear.com today for your free estimate and get 0 down, 0% interest and no payments for 12 months with credit approval. Say goodbye to your electric bill. Say hi to Solar Bear. solarbear.com.
Anybody can win at Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Tampa. One jackpot is paid out every minute on the hottest slot machines and table games. With over $2 billion in jackpots paid out in the last year, you could be the next lucky winner. Seminole Hard Rock Tampa has over 800 rooms and suites, a luxurious rock spa and salon, award-winning restaurants, and an exciting comedy and concert lineup, including pool parties with world-renowned artists. With a variety of gaming, dining, and entertainment options, anybody can win at Seminole Hard Rock Tampa.
Yeah, remember when all phones sounded like that? Hey, it's Brian Mudd, and I sure do. But you've got to go with the times, so go with Affinity Cellular. Affinity is offering up to 3 months free service and a free flip or smartphone with a 30-day guarantee. Happy with your current phone? That works too. Get unlimited talk and text for as little as $15 a month. Get started right now at Affinity with an A, cellular.com. Affinity Cellular. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
Order your Hummer EV at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. You're listening to WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GREEN. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. You are now listening to the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. Here we go on a Monday edition of the Jim Colbert Show. Thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate that greatly, and we do have a good program for you today. We'll get you caught up on what's happening in the world. Deb's Woke News will take care of that in just a few minutes. Sports in the 4 o'clock hour. Tons to talk about, or one thing to talk about. Talk about the conference championships this past weekend. Trivia in the 5 o'clock hour. 6 o'clock hour, it's Ross Thoughts and our buddy Ray Trendley, plus Last Call, your calls, topics, and talkbacks all day long. Welcome to the show. I am Jim. To my left, my lovely and very dangerous co-host, Ms. Deb Roberts.
Hello there.
Straight ahead producer Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
Comedy and Ross Bannion.
Uncrustables are dank.
407-916-1041. Text us 77031. You can find us easily on social, Facebook, Instagram at The Jim Colbert Show. On Twitter, it's just at Jim Colbert Show. And, of course, every day, all day at JimColbertLive.com. That's where you can also stream the show. Just click right through to our YouTube channel. You can also possibly win $1,000. Green is your 3 o'clock keyword. GREEN. The Monsters had a winner this morning at 9. Let's go. Time to get some more money in your hands. Your 3 o'clock keyword is green. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. That's it.
Dank meaning good. Uncrustables are good. It's not better than PB&J on bread, though.
Oh, I don't know.
What the hell do you think an Uncrustable is?
Yeah,
It's not. There's no crust. It's not bread. It's this bread-like substance.
I thought you were an anti-crust person.
No, you keep saying that. I have never said that.
Yeah, you're spreading rumors.
And I do try and correct it every time you bring it up.
Jim, and he's oddly passionate about it.
It's exhausting.
Is it more exhausting than not eating a sandwich with a crust like you do?
What?
Oh.
Wait a minute.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Everybody have a good weekend. What'd you guys do this weekend? Anything good?
Oh, man. I did a lot.
Oh, yeah. Ross was peppered the state with himself.
Yeah. I was all over. I was doing a lot of stand-up.
Yeah.
I was doing a lot of performing.
Yeah.
Saved the world 6 times.
That's good.
At a local theme park.
Nice.
Had a fun time.
Good.
That's funny.
I got out of the house.
Whoa! What'd you do?
Thank you. Went and saw the Magic lose to the Chicago Bulls Saturday night.
Oh, you got to go. That's great.
It was.
When the game was on, I was wondering if you were there.
Yeah, we were.
Oh, that's great.
And just high enough that we didn't have to worry about making it on camera.
You said that is the weirdest thing. The weirdest thing is going to the building going, hey, wait, if that camera gets me, we're outie. It's funny it's funny that you would figure out you'd want to be in the place where the camera wouldn't get you. And Deb's like, I don't want to be the guy who they show sitting by himself picking his nose, and they start playing all by myself.
You really? That was a conscious effort. The concern about being on the jumbotron?
No, not at all. Because these tickets were gratis.
Yeah.
So I'm going to sit wherever you're going to tell me I'm going to sit, and if a camera does end up, I'm going to smile and wave.
I've been there. It's pretty high altitude.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't worry. I don't think the camera can see that high. I think it starts to lose its focus because of the Earth's crust.
Exactly.
Up there.
The curvature.
Right,
Start to see the curvature.
It's nice having a bird's eye view of the game.
It is. It is.
I think the ozone layer starts fuzzing things out.
You get your binoculars out.
It does get blurry.
Is that Isaacs?
Did he play?
He did.
That's good. Yeah, it's funny. We can't beat the Bulls, and they're not that good, but we can beat the other
Celtics.
It's the crazy. We beat the Celtics and the other two like back to back. 2 really good teams.
And I was hoping that win streak was going to continue when we went Saturday, but it was still good to see the game.
All right, 407-916-104. I bet it was. You do anything, Jack?
Straightened up and doing stuff around the house. I have family coming into town this weekend.
Oh, no.
Half of my sisters will be in town. So
and that's still 14 people.
Yeah.
Because Jack was born to gypsies. I don't know if everybody knows this. And they're coming by camel.
Good Catholics.
And remember what I told you right before Thanksgiving? I bought the peanut oil. You fry a turkey. It's good for 3 uses within 6 months. Did a turkey for Christmas. Third turkey happening this upcoming Sunday.
It's a trilogy.
The turkey trilogy Sunday.
I like it. Jack figured out one thing he knows how to do, and he is wrecking it.
And that night,
you're eating turkey.
And that night, Springsteen, baby.
Oh yeah, really?
This Sunday
Oh,
at the Amway.
What's better, fried turkey and Springsteen?
Good times.
Well, I mean, I know you can't do anything after fried turkey and Springsteen, but how was your weekend?
You know what the funny thing is Saturday I drove up to see my uncle.
Yes.
Right. So I have an uncle up in my hometown of Palatka that is, he's sick a little bit. So I tried to go up there and see him as much as I possibly can. Went up Saturday morning to take him to breakfast, and we drove around the city. Of course, that takes a total of about 18 minutes. But, when you're reminiscing and driving down places where, I used to live, he used to live, and just kind of doing a reminiscing tour of the county and stuff and talking and things. It was great. And then Sunday worked on the house all day. Ross came up to me last week and he goes, what are your daily tasks? What are the tasks that get to you every day? And I have to tell you, I thought about that topic. We didn't get to it on Friday. We're talking about it a little bit today. But I had to paint this weekend.
Oh.
And what the funny thing is about painting is this. Now it's all outdoors, but it's it's a unique thing because it's not painting a flat surface. Every 1.5 feet, there's a piece of strip that goes up the wall. It's like a decorative thing, and you have to paint on both sides of that after it gets caulked and blah 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 blah.
Nice.
And I painting is one of those things. It's this. You're like, man, I love painting. Painting's fun. You get to see your work right in front of you. 18 minutes in the painting. I'm like, who in the heck? Why didn't I hire somebody to do this? And I was like, oh, Christ, if I go up and down this ladder one more time, my calves are absolutely, they would knife fight me right now if they had hands.
They're
my
too
calves
tired.
are so mad, just up and down the ladder. It had to be 200 times that day. Up and down, move it a foot. Up and down, move it a foot.
And
I
that's-
like it.
That's the only time you enjoy painting is right before you're about to start and you're jazzed for the project.
Oh, man.
And then you get that first coat on and you realize, oh, God.
You got 5 more.
Oh, God. This is not going to be done with just one coat.
I painted it. You learn those.
Oh, that's the worst.
That's the
You're
worst.
right. You're absolutely. Oh, that makes me so angry.
And you learn those things as you go, because if you
Right.
buy, let's say you try to cheap out on paint, you don't buy
Right.
good paint, right? You go and you're like, it's $58 a gallon or it's $28 a gallon. You're like, paint's paint. And you buy that $28 a gallon stuff, and you might as well be painting on cellophane.
Yep, you're gonna be doing those 5 different.
We chose to paint an entire room this almost rubyish red kind of maroon color, and let me tell you, one coat was basically I tinted the wall pink.
Oh,
it took 3 coats, and by the end of it, I was just throwing it on there like it was like it was some progressive painting. I was like, I don't even care what it looks like.
You're
I
doing
don't
your
even
own
care.
Jackson Pollock.
I was just pollocking everything. It's on the baseboard, Jimmy. Don't even care. Baseboard's pink now.
Last time I painted, I spent the $58, not knowing it was 58. When he told me, I looked. I thought he was talking to someone behind me. I'm like, I'm sorry, 50. No,
you're like, I only need one
gallon.
gallon.
Right,
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
just 1 gallon.
Not 3.
Yeah.
So I thought for sure this expensive paint would one coat, no problem. And as I'm painting, I'm like that. Oh, son of a bitch!
Yeah.
Son of a bitch!
And
What color is this? Translucent?
It was great. It was some stupid name like First Snow, but basically it's like a really light gray.
I want to be the guy who names paint colors.
No doubt.
That would be my favorite job of all time. Because the one I'm painting right now is called Tricorn Black.
Yeah, it's the same person who names candles.
Oh, no.
Exactly.
No, it's not First Snow. It's First Star. I know that because I have a paint chip here. Here's why I have a paint chip.
I love this.
I used.
Look how mad he is.
Squoze every last drop out of that can.
He squoze it.
Every last drop.
He squoze it.
And I still wasn't enough. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm getting the cheap stuff, and I'm going to have a color match it to this paint chip of First Star.
They're going to get mad. They're going to paint it off by one shade. You're going to be so pissed.
But Jack, I did see something today that should warm the cockles of your cheap heart.
What?
And that
frugal.
is
It's frugal.
frugal. Get all of your paint supplies at Dollar Tree. I watched a YouTube video and they were like, man, these brushes, they compare with the pretty brushes that you spend, $20.
$12, $18 a piece for a trim brush.
Easy. You get all that stuff at Dollar Tree.
Deb, I love that move, by the way.
Yeah.
That's the greatest move.
Do they
I think
really?
Deb
They
and
say-
I think they're Freaky Friday right
Yeah,
there.
right.
You saw Deb suggest Dollar General and it wasn't Jack?
Oh my God, Deb's eating raw almonds.
Did you guys throw coins into like a haunted fountain or something?
Always.
What's your least favorite task, like home task, Ross? Are you a painter? You like painting rooms?
No.
Yeah.
I'm not.
His
a
wife's
painter,
the painter.
man.
It's cleaning the toilet. Come on.
She paints a fair amount whenever we need it. I don't even understand. Like, I don't think painting can be a daily task.
No,
I think it's a temporary daily task.
It is a temporary daily task, but it's one of those things that you're like right at the beginning. It's like a snowball fight. It sounds great until your fingers freeze off,
or you catch one in the neck
Right,
hole.
yeah.
Ooh.
And it goes down
that's
into
the-
your
Oh,
sweater.
yeah. Oh, that's the worst.
Oh, that's the greatest.
Yeah.
Russ doesn't know that feeling.
He doesn't.
No, I do not.
We
that's
have
like-
to. We have to fix that for him.
That's like dropping a grenade into the tank hole.
It is exactly.
It's like-
It is.
Every morning, I let my dogs out. My wife also lets my dogs out before I wake up, and the floors are always really, really bad because my backyard is scabby it looks bad.
So in other words, the dog's tracking sand all the time.
Yeah, a lot of sand, especially. But it's only in the morning because you have like that morning dew.
Yeah, wet paws.
Wet paws walk in, and then I'm like, all right, well, this is what I'm having for breakfast. I'm gonna clean this.
I have a list I call my chores, and I start from one end of the house, and it takes me about 45 minutes to go from one end to the other, making beds, straightening the couch.
But that's
putting
gotta be
away
like
dishes
every day.
Every day,
45 minutes. Like it's just the two of you. What do you do? Go in there, and go crazy like a college kid every night?
No, like I said, it's my.
Oh, that's your thing. I got you.
Because I'm OCD, and
Gotcha.
It's kind of like a clean slate.
Yeah,
so it's nice when you come home at the end of the day that the couch is neat, the bed has been made.
So
the
what
dishes...
you're saying, your fiance's a slob and he doesn't do anything around the house?
He does the litter box, man. He does the litter box.
Small thing dash Deborah Roberts.
Yeah, no.
Usually, I wake up and then I freestyle my daily tasks.
Do you really?
Oh, that needs to be done.
Yeah,
that needs to be done.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that thing over there.
Oh, I don't have to worry about that. I get the punch list every day.
Oh, lucky.
Honey-do list.
No, my thing is this. I like to leave the house with the kitchen as clean as possible every day. So, because we get home late and cook dinner, we don't clean the kitchen perfectly every night. I can do that the next day. I'd rather just hang out because we only get so much time together. So you'll leave a pan or a pot or a couple glasses or something in the dishwasher, and I'll just load the dishwasher so it looks clean. Then we can just put the rest of the dishes in the night before. So that's what I do. That's the one thing I try to accomplish every day before I leave is make the bed and make sure the kitchen is clean enough where when we come home we don't feel like it's disgusting.
Yeah, exactly. It just helps.
Plus, a
you
dirty
at the end
kitchen
of the day.
makes your whole house feel dirty.
It's like coming home to an unmade bed.
Oh, yeah.
You just feel like,
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Deb, what's coming in for news?
Well, we're going to talk about the fact that the another cop seen on body cam footage in the beating of Tyree Nichols is relieved of duty. Florida legislation could make it illegal to drive in the left lane. And, oh, man, this is really Monday. A man is crushed to death by a pop-up urinal.
What?
We'll talk about that and more coming up next during Woke News.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Back in a sec with Deb's News and more of the Jim Colbert Show right after this.
You're welcome.
Need to hear someone else's opinions before reconciling your own internal phobias? We got you, fam. Hey, Alexa, play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
We're seeing slow traffic out of Polk County heading east on I-4 between U.S. Highway 27 and Osceola Polk Line Road, as well as between State Road 536 and Central Florida Parkway. No reported issues at this time in the westbound direction on the interstate. We're looking good along the Turnpike 2 north and southbound throughout the county. The beach line up to speed. See traffic problems? Make sure to call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center. I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by Discover. We could talk about how complicated other banks make it to redeem credit card rewards. Or we could talk about how with Discover, you can redeem your rewards for cash in any amount at any time. Talk about amazing. Learn more at discover.com/redeem rewards. Terms apply.
2023 right in our face. If you did not make plans to get LASIK this year, maybe you should. It should have been one of your New Year's resolutions because it really is amazing. All you have to do is schedule that consultation with a leader in vision correction surgery. Of course, that is the Filatowski Eye Institute. Just text 1041 to 868686 and schedule that appointment now. They use the latest state-of-the-art technology, and their surgeons have performed over 65,000 procedures. 2 of those for my family, my son and my father-in-law. Life-changing experience. Life-changing. Actually was hanging out with a friend of my wife's yesterday who got it as well. Life-changing experience. Guys, just text 1041 to 868686 and schedule that LASIK consultation with the Filatowski Eye Institute today.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Josh, quote, "After walking around my whole life being a mouth breather, I was excited to try Navage. I read the directions carefully, pressed the button, and oh my gosh, what a sensation. So much mucus, so much crud, but oh sweet, merciful air I can finally breathe you through my nose. Never have I ever taken such an amazing breath in my life. This is a life changer," unquote. He's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Mike Capel here, serial entrepreneur. Let's make sure your current payroll provider isn't overcharging you, shall we? First, go to your payroll provider's website to see what you're currently paying. Oh, what's that? You can't clearly see your pricing because your vendor is running a temporary sale or making you call for a free quote? That's unfortunate. If you go to PatriotSoftware.com, you will instantly see our payroll pricing for companies with 1 to 100 employees. Well, there you go. At least now you know what you should be paying for payroll. Go to PatriotSoftware.com. Use promo code RADIO and get 2 months of payroll processing free. That's PatriotSoftware.com.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
According to Moody's research from July 2021, the cumulative bond default rate for rated investment-grade municipal bonds was 0.10% from 1970 to 2020. Municipal bonds don't usually get the media coverage the stock market does, but if you're looking for a potential source of federally tax-free income, now is an excellent time to consider municipal bonds from Hanyon & Walsh. If you have at least $10,000 to invest, call and talk with one of our bond specialists at 1-800-761-9761. We'll send you our exclusive bond guide free with details about how bonds may be an important part of your portfolio. Hanyon & Walsh has specialized in fixed income and growth solutions for 30 years and offers high-quality municipal bonds from across the country that are federally tax-free and have historically been low risk. Call today to request your free bond guide. 1-800-761-9761. That's 1-800-761-9761. Investing involves risk, including possible loss of principal. Income may be subject to state, local, or alternative minimum tax. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results.
You've heard of a pro tip. Here's a mo tip. After an accident, the insurance company may make you a quick offer to go away. They may also be offering you pennies on the dollar. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando attorney.
It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity during tax season because so much sensitive info is all together.
Before we start the annual meeting of Sean's personal info, has anyone seen Social Security number? Not me. Nuh-uh. Oh no. He's been stolen.
LifeLock by Norton makes it easy to help protect yourself. If you become a victim, we'll work to fix it. No one can monitor all transactions, but you can save up to 25% off your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
The IRS has just received $80 billion in funding to hire 86,000 IRS agents. If you owe the IRS, now is the time to take action before the IRS comes after you or your business. There's no time to waste. Call J. David Tax Law for a no-cost consultation at 407-603-3962. That's 407-603-3962. Or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
And now, everybody who's fueled by your local Circle K. There's flower shop owners, neighborhood bakers, awesome food truck sandwich makers, gearheads, mighty motorheads, farmers and their farmsteads, life-saving physicians and head-banging musicians, that guy who helped you change your spare, and rockstar nurses. The people we rely on every day are fueled by Circle K. Every single day, fueled by Circle K.
Follow the Bible in a Year with Jack Graham podcast today. Begin your New Year's resolution with the Bible and see why millions have already started Bible in a Year with Jack Graham.
This podcast was created to help you solidify your faith as you experience the story of the Bible through live action recordings and emotional orchestral music.
Listen to Bible in a Year with Jack Graham on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Best price the first time. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade. We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
The butterfly, that's all.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Green is your 3 o'clock keyword, Green. Monsters had a winner this morning at 9 o'clock. Go get your money, guys. Green, that is your keyword. Go to realradio.fm and send it away for your chance at $1,000. Welcome back. I am Jim, Deb, and Jack and Ross are here. Speaking of Deb, let's get some news.
And now, it's time for Woke News.
It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole world.
On the Jim Colbert Show.
All right, Woke News brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. Another cop seen in the recently released body cam footage of the deadly beating of Tyree Nichols is being relieved of duty. The Memphis Police Department confirmed Preston Hemphill is currently under investigation. It's unclear what his role in the incident was or if he faces possible criminal charges in connection to Nichols' death. His attorney says he's cooperating with officials and wasn't present at the second scene where Nichols was beaten by 5 other officers. They're all currently facing charges of second-degree murder.
Got it.
Legislation filed in Tallahassee today would allow people to carry concealed weapons without licenses. Under current law, people who want to carry concealed weapons need to apply to the state for a license and go through a process that includes passing criminal background checks. Current prohibitions on carrying guns at places like schools and athletic events would continue to apply. Lawmakers will consider the bill during the legislative session that starts March 7th.
Sounds fun.
All right. Meanwhile, a bill that could make it illegal to drive in some left-hand lanes in Florida.
Why do we have them then?
I know the legislation was filed in the state Senate by Representative Jenna Persons Malika last week. Yeah, exactly. It would prohibit cars from traveling in the left lane of busy streets and highways with a speed limit of at least 65 miles per hour. Now, some of the few exceptions are if the driver is trying to pass another car or exiting the road. It would not apply to emergency vehicles, and if passed, the bill would take effect next January.
There you go.
My thing is that when roads are so congested and so busy, good luck keeping everybody out of the left lane.
Yeah, I mean it's tough because like you said, around here it's ridiculous. But
exactly.
But when you get on the 408 and it's not too bad, or the 417 and there's somebody going a sensible 56 in that left-hand lane, and you're like, oh God, come on, man.
Right, exactly.
And then and then the rental truck in the right-hand corner, they got a rolling roadblock going. Oh God.
Oh, that's always a good time.
The old Polish roadblock.
Yeah, oh yeah, always a good time. All right, Central Florida law enforcement agencies are increasing their efforts to protect pedestrians. Operation Best Foot Forward got underway earlier today. Local data shows more than 50% of drivers in Orange, Osceola, and Seminole counties fail to yield to pedestrians in crosswalks within a quarter-mile of schools.
Damn.
And I recently learned in doing these stories that it's not when someone is walking through the crosswalk is when you're supposed to stop. It's as soon as they walk up to the crosswalk.
Yeah. Anytime
you're
you
supposed
get
to stop.
anyone near that thing, you're supposed to stop and give them the opportunity to cross.
So drivers who do not stop for undercover officers, keep in mind these officers are not exactly going to tell you that they're going to look like regular Joes walking across the street. But they're going to have another officer that they're working with positioned up there. And if you don't stop, you're going to be fined more than $160 plus 3 points on your driver's license. The operation will continue through next Friday. So they're going to be going around through some of your more dangerous intersections looking for folks who do not stop for pedestrians.
Jim, do you have any points? You got points on your license?
None.
Have you ever had any?
Oh, yeah. At one point, I had a nice collection. Some of the finest points Florida had to offer. They were toasty.
Anybody else think it's kind of cool that driving is such a massive part of our lives and it's on a point system?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Interesting.
Just like a test in middle school.
Yeah. Well, one person remains in the hospital in critical condition, actually, after a car crashed into an Orange County retention pond. The Florida Highway Patrol says it happened near Alafaya Trail on the 408 earlier this morning. Several rescue divers were seen in the water as they worked to pull the car out. The victim, a 41-year-old man, the only person in the car, like I said, is currently in critical condition. They don't know, was he distracted? Did he have a medical episode that just basically had him going right off Alafaya, right into that retention pond?
Man.
First responders are trying to figure out more about the moments leading up to the crash. What exactly had this guy going into the water like that at about 6:30 this morning?
You guys think that's a national thing? Because it seems like once a week we have a car in a retention pond scenario here in Central Florida. Is that a national thing, or is it?
It is not, because it's retention ponds are, I'm not going to say unique to Florida, but are more prevalent in Florida.
Yeah.
Especially around our highways.
Yeah, and that's the runoff, whether it's a sewer system. But I remember it's always been a traffic issue where, I mean, tourists would go missing and they find them in the retention pond.
You don't read about this anywhere else in the States. Now, look, we've heard about people digging, fishing cars out of roads and out of lakes and stuff here recently. That's kind of a thing, but man, here in Florida, it's retention ponds. It's like those things reach up and grab people.
Yeah. I mean, you remember the story of that missing woman who had left a Walmart, and like a mile later, she took a wrong turn and ended up into a retention pond.
Found her like 2 weeks later. A drone pilot found her.
Dr. J's kid.
Yeah.
His son.
Oh, wow.
I think
That's
it was
right.
missing like a month before they realized.
Yes. I mean, and it's odd that they would have them so close to roadways, exits and entrance ramps where...
Well, that's where the water flows off, so I guess they kind of have to be there. And, you dredge that soil up, part of that, to use for the construction as well. So
yeah, I guess so. Well, speaking of dredging and construction, Governor Ron DeSantis is moving to fast-track nearly 24 infrastructure projects. If you think the roads are chewed up now, just wait. Speaking this morning in Polk County, DeSantis said the Moving Florida Forward legislative proposal would expedite $7 billion for 20 projects over the next 4 years. Projects are aimed at relieving congestion and improving safety on roads throughout Central Florida, the Tampa Bay region. Think of the Malfunction Junction where I-75 and I-4 meet. Southwest Florida, South Florida, the Big Bend, Panhandle regions. DeSantis says if approved by state lawmakers, the initiative will help complete some of the projects more than 10 years ahead of schedule. Think of that when you're driving around Bob's Barricades.
Can you imagine what that intersection in Tampa is going to look like, that 75 and 275 thing going over there? I-4, all that mess?
Yes.
Because it's already a complete nightmare, and there's nowhere to go. Like when you build those roads, like there's no sideways. You just have to keep building sideways and up.
And
I don't know how they're going to do that. That's going to be a nightmare.
They're actually wanting to hear from the public because more than 1,000 crashes are reported near the area of Interstate 275 and I-4, again known as Malfunction Junction, each year. 1,000 accidents just at that interchange. So $200 million they're hoping they're going to throw at it, and it's going to end up not being such a complete and total driving nightmare.
Wish them the best.
One last thing when it comes to things about driving. A limousine is on the auction block here in Florida, but this is no ordinary limo. The 58-foot Lincoln Continental has bulletproof glass, armor plating, and tires modified with bulletproof run-flat inserts. The IRS seized it from Gary Fears for not paying his taxes.
Dude has a bulletproof car and his last name is Fierce.
I know, exactly.
He felt obligated to buy one.
The online auction ends February 7th. Right now, the reserve starting bid of just over $90,000 hasn't even been met yet.
Oh, no. Who is Gary Fears, and why does he have an armored limo?
I don't know, but I have a feeling he has some friends, possibly in the
business?
In the waste treatment, the landfill business. Exactly. You need some concrete. You need a car crushed. All right, it's only by the grace of God that a baby abandoned in Polk County is still alive. That's what Sheriff Grady Judd says about the newborn found Saturday in the woods in Mulberry. A woman called 911 after hearing what she first thought were cats screaming at each other. Then she heard what sounded like an infant crying and realized that's coming from the woods. So she called 911. Deputies found the girl in a blanket with her umbilical cord and placenta still attached.
God almighty.
Investigators estimate the girl was only about an hour old.
Oh, man.
When she'd been abandoned in the woods.
Oh, man.
Near this mobile home park. She was taken to the hospital. She's a healthy baby girl in stable condition. Judd says the woman who called 911 is a hero because, again, the baby was left out in the woods just wrapped in a blanket. Apparently the only thing she suffered, but it's bad enough, insect bites for laying in the woods for that long.
Oh, wow.
Investigators are trying to find the mother, and Judd says DNA samples have already been taken. If she had gone to any hospital or fire station, and just handed the baby over, no questions asked, she wouldn't be facing charges. But because she left the child in the woods to not be found, that's where the sheriff is like, Normally, we wouldn't go after her because if this was a child she didn't want or whatever, but because of the circumstances, they're looking for the mother.
Yeah, what kind of crime is that? Like child abandonment for sure, but I mean, is that
endangerment of a newborn?
Yeah,
Couldn't it even be attempted murder?
Yeah, well, that's what I was kind of thinking, but I don't even know. I don't know how you even approach that.
And excuse me.
Terrible.
I'm super curious. I've always known about the stereotype of dropping babies off at firehouses and fire stations and whatnot.
Right.
Dropping
off at a sob shop will be weird.
I didn't know it was legal. I thought it was something that was just like.
Well, there's in Florida. I think we have one of the only ones. Like in Ocala, there's a baby box where you can just put the baby in a box and then ring a bell. And,
like a Blockbuster rental.
It's one of those tubes where you and it takes the baby.
As soon as you put the baby inside, it's locked from the outside. It's both heated and cooled, depending on the circumstances. But it is legal to go to any firehouse, any police station, any hospital with a newborn up until a week old. So you can't bring a 6-month-old infant in and then drop them off in the baby box. This is for an unwanted pregnancy. Maybe a young girl gave birth at home, doesn't want her parents to know.
Right, yeah.
It could be a trafficking situation. It could be all kinds of ugliness.
But that baby box has heating and cooling.
Yes.
Which means it rents for about $700 a month here in Florida.
Yeah, and that means it's better than my car.
Yeah, it's actually not cheap, and it costs a hell of a lot more than your car. That one, I think it's the only one that
in
has
Florida.
that baby box.
Yeah. And it's like $10,000 to install it, and then like a couple grand, I think, a month to monitor it.
Damn.
But it saves a life, and in this case, it saves people from facing criminal charges. All right, a Palm Beach County man is missing after a vacation turned tragic. Delray Beach's Raul Jimenez was in Brazil hiking with 2 friends Saturday when he got swept away in a flash flood.
Damn.
His friends were rescued, but the 30-year-old Jimenez remains missing.
Wow, man.
Brazil's military is involved in the search, and Jimenez's mother flew to Brazil yesterday. Over 200 people have donated about $17,000 to a GoFundMe page, and a friend tells 7 News in Miami everyone is absolutely devastated and in deep prayer that Raul can be found alive and brought home.
And they haven't found that Sands guy yet, right?
No,
that
they
actor?
haven't.
And
Julian Sands.
It's been a couple weeks now, hasn't it?
Yeah,
Pretty close.
Because when we talked about it on Friday, that had already been the 13th day that he was missing, and in the same area where they had rescued another hiker.
God, and it's pretty bad up there.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's not looking good.
No.
Not looking good. All right, a popular Icon Park attraction, if you're like Jack and you've got family coming into town trying to figure out where the hell to take them to let them see the sights of Orlando, well, it's still closed following a month of inspections. It first started when the Wheel experienced power outages on New Year's Eve, forcing first responders to evacuate more than 60 riders. That would not have been pleasant if I had been one that had to be rescued. Technicians are continuing to test the Ferris wheel to determine what caused it to lose power and just suddenly stop.
Right, and then which next holiday they're going to stop it on.
The park is working with Duke Energy and other experts to make those upgrades. It must be approved by the Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services before it can return to normal operations.
So how'd you spend your New Year's? I was locked into a pill with 10 Brazilians.
But don't worry, I had a great look of Kissimmee.
It was beautiful.
Maybe you could even see Brevard County, where billboards displayed are highlighting an increase of manatee fatalities in Florida. The signs, paid for by Bear Warriors United, show a toilet draining into water with dead manatees and other sea life. It states more than 1,800 manatees died between 2021 and 2022. This nonprofit group is one of many suing the State Department of Environmental Protection, claiming the agency is failing to enforce clean water regulations, saying, listen, the septic tanks, the wastewater treatment plants that can just dump into the Indian River Lagoon, you're basically just killing it.
Yeah.
Florida Today reports that lawsuits from environmentalists have led to Florida creating go-slow zones to provide sea cows from speeding boats.
Yeah.
So that was the last time they sued the state. This time it's to help clean up the Indian River Lagoon.
What a billboard for your kids to see, though, huh?
I know.
You want your 5-year-old to go to the bathroom by himself, but he doesn't want to kill the manatees.
Yeah. Speaking of wildlife, the Navy is planning to conduct some exercises this week that could be heard throughout parts of Central Florida, and it is nerve-wracking when you don't know what's going on. But Naval Air Station Jacksonville says live bombing training will take place in the Ocala National Forest today through Thursday. Now, explosions could be heard in northern Orange County, Volusia County, Lake, and Marion counties between 3 and 5 p.m. each day. Not only that, but if you live or work like Altoona, around Ocala, during the time, wildlife is going to be freaked out when they hear the explosions as well, maybe temporarily displaced, and drivers should use caution in the area.
Is that the Lake George bombing range they're using, or is it the one across the street over there on the other side of 19 near that area out
I
there?
think it's on the other side of 19. I remember seeing the signs for it when I was driving through
yeah.
over to the Villages a couple of years ago, because we always get texts from people who say that's not true. They don't do that. They do.
That's the area where I saw some really sketchy stuff in the sky right there, by the way.
Really?
Right by that base in Ocala.
I used to camp out there.
Yep, same here.
With the rainbow people.
Did you really?
Oh, yeah,
dude.
I've always wanted to camp with the
you
rainbow people.
do not want to camp near the rainbow people. You do not. No, because you know what they're not called? The bath people.
Right, exactly. Hung out with one during the Perseids meteor shower, though. Is pretty cool. Guy named Gator just crawled out of the woods and said, "What y'all doing?"
Call me
Gator.
That's not terrifying.
No, not at
A
all.
guy that just appears from the woods and then demands you know his name.
And then it's like 1:30 in the morning, right? Because you're it's prime stargazing time.
Yeah, Gator don't play.
Speaking of stargazing, hey, singer Mark Anthony is married after a ceremony in Miami. He wed Nadia Ferreira Saturday at the Perez Art Museum. Ferreira is a tender 23 and a former Miss Universe contestant from Paraguay. This is the fourth wedding for the 54-year-old Anthony.
They've got tons in common. I mean, tons. I mean,
Tons.
It's just 30 years.
I know, exactly. She could be his daughter.
30 years. You happened in between that.
Ola.com reports the guests included Carlos Slim, David Beckham, Victoria Beckham, Salma Hayek, and Lin-Manuel Miranda. People.com reports Miami Mayor Francis Suarez officiated the wedding.
I mean, your numbers have to go down when it comes to attendees to your wedding, though, right? It's your fourth one.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can't afford it much anymore than that, right? It's just
Between that and the divorces.
You and your best buddy who's still wearing his Dale Jr. NASCAR thing on the courthouse steps.
Yeah, how does the cake taste? Obligation. That's what it tastes like. I don't really want to be here. It won't work.
Well, we're getting ready to talk sports with Brendan Kravitz coming up at 4:20, but the folks who run the Empire State Building are coming under fire for lighting up New York's iconic landmark last night to honor the Philadelphia Eagles.
I know, it's a big story today.
This is bizarre.
It is really bizarre.
I think they goofed it.
Shortly after the Eagles crushed the San Francisco 49ers in the NFC Championship game, the Empire State Building was lit green and white, with the building's official Twitter account congratulating the New York Giants' big rival. On social media, Giants fans called the act ridiculous, outrageous, or treacherous. The Giants, for their part, kept it classy, tweeting, quote, "I'm just here for the comments," end quote.
Right, yeah.
A few hours later, when the Kansas City Chiefs beat the Cincinnati Bengals in the AFC Championship game, the lights went red and white. In honor of the Chiefs.
Very nice.
Oh, yeah, they saved it.
Did
That
they
was
save
them
it?
going, oh, we have to do Chiefs as well. We have to do that.
And then finally, a man has died after being crushed by a pop-up urinal in London.
Unreal, man.
It happened when a worker was performing maintenance on one of the urinals. Now, first responders did rush to his rescue, but unfortunately the man was pronounced dead at the scene. The urinals were installed across London's entertainment districts, and they're actually stored below ground during the day. They're telescopic urinals. So they lower them during the day, and then they bring them out at night to discourage people from urinating in the streets.
Right, yeah.
Sick.
So he was underneath it, working on it.
Oh, no.
When the hydraulics.
Wow.
Yeah. So at least your Monday isn't as bad as his.
Oh, yeah, man. That's
I would be so mad if a urinal killed me, man.
Yeah.
God, maybe I wouldn't be mad because I'd be dead, but still. What a way to go.
Go ahead.
I'm not going to say it.
I'm thinking it. We're all thinking it.
No, I'm not
Just
saying
say it, Jimmy.
No,
say it.
I'm not. I don't have anything
Just
to
say
say.
it.
I don't have anything to say.
Just say it.
I'm not saying it.
Jimmy, say it.
I'm not. His family was probably pretty pissed.
And now you all are officially woke, and Woke News is brought to you by Home Loans Radio with that mortgage guy, Don. Mortgage brokers are better. Why? Because they do all of their loans through national wholesale lenders. Now, it's still going to be your standard FHA, VA, or conventional loan, but He has access to dozens of wholesale banks competing for your business. Imagine dozens of banks competing to get your business for once. Well, that mortgage guy, Don, will give you a comparison quote today. Just go to that mortgageguy.com. It's peace of mind at your fingertips. So don't miss the boat. Compare your quote at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Thanks,
That was
Deb.
Karma.
407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back with more of the Jim Colbert Show right after this.
Real radio is Real Music Weekends.
You gotta fight for your right to
Real Music Weekends. This weekend on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by attorney Mo DeWitt. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Happy Monday, everyone. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. Afternoon highs today will reach the low 80s across the interior and our coastal communities. It's going to be a warm one out there with mostly sunny skies as we head throughout the afternoon. Calm winds out of the southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Overnight lows tonight will be dipping into the 60s, so pretty mild, and those warm temperatures continue throughout most of your work week. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro.
This report is sponsored by Walt Disney World.jobs/job fair.
We're hiring. Come be a part of the magic at Walt Disney World Resort. Discover full-time and part-time roles, including custodial, food and beverage, culinary, and more. Learn about upcoming events at waltdisneyworld.jobs/job fair.
Here's a Valentine's reminder from International Diamond Center. It's not just the thought that counts, it's the effort too. So let IDC turn your Valentine's Day gift into a grand romantic gesture with our ultimate Valentine's Day package. Right now, when you spend $99 or more on jewelry at IDC, we'll give you some gorgeous long stem roses, a box of delicious chocolates, and a gift card towards dinner at Vito's Chop House or Fishbones. It's just one stop at IDC, and you create a total romantic experience. You simply choose which ring, pair of earrings or bracelet or sparkling pendant best matches your special someone, and we take care of the rest. And as always, we guarantee the best value price with no commission salespeople. The ultimate Valentine's Day package. Jewelry, flowers, dinner, and candy from IDC. And it's yours just for spending $99 or more on some nice jewelry she'll love. Sure does make it look like she's worth the extra effort, and that's the thought that really counts. Hurry in now because packages are limited. International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations. Directions and more at shopidc.com.
The podcast Murder in Miami traces the connection between the killing of a private investigator and an international money laundering scheme. It's a shocking, surreal story of spies, smugglers, and corruption in the city that was the nation's cocaine and murder capital in the 1980s.
Did he tell you who he was running the guns for?
Well, it was obvious. The CIA was running that show.
Listen to Murder in Miami on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Thank you for calling Navy Federal Credit Union. How can I help you?
Hi, if I'm in the Army, not in the Navy, am I still eligible for membership?
Yes, you are.
What about my sister in the Air Force?
Her too.
And my dad's a Marine.
We serve all branches of the military, veterans, and their families.
My dog is a retired military working dog.
I'll see what I can do.
Find out if you're eligible at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA.
Could you use some extra help meeting basic needs? Like putting food on the table or paying the rent? Keeping your home warm and the lights on? Buying new shoes for growing feet? Or help with medical needs? Find out about the Supplemental Security Income Program, SSI, administered by Social Security. It's money you can use to help pay for basic needs like food, clothing, shelter, or medical needs. You could receive monthly SSI payments if your income and financial resources are low and you're 65 or older, or an adult or child with a disability, or who is blind. Call 1-800-772-1213 or go to ssa.gov/SSI to learn more about SSI and start the application process today. That's ssa.gov/SSI. This message produced by Social Security at U.S. taxpayer expense.
We all do it. Joining online home improvement groups and saving our favorite kitchens. Thinking, someday, But a kitchen remodel seems too expensive and time-consuming, right? Actually, you would be surprised at how affordable and efficient it can be. And with Home Outlet, you have access to the largest selection of in-stock cabinets, plus completely free kitchen planning services. Let the experienced designers at Home Outlet help you turn Sunday into today. Visit your local 100% employee-owned Home Outlet to get started.
On the free iHeartRadio app, you never pay to hear what you love, and you never wait to hear what you want. Save your money, save your time, and listen anywhere. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I'm asking about Prevnar 20 because there's a chance pneumococcal pneumonia could put me in the hospital.
Age 65 or older, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I want to be able to keep my plans.
So I'm asking my doctor about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
Anybody can win at Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Tampa. One jackpot is paid out every minute on the hottest slot machines and table games. With over $2 billion in jackpots paid out in the last year, you could be the next lucky winner. Seminole Hard Rock Tampa has over 800 rooms and suites, a luxurious rock spa and salon, award-winning restaurants, and an exciting comedy and concert lineup, including pool parties with world-renowned artists. With a variety of gaming, dining, and entertainment options, anybody can win at Seminole Hard Rock Tampa.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance company, and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anajar and Levine. Focus on getting better and let us take care of everything else. Our experienced team will get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch at The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Hey, Jim. Hey, guys. Just quick thought on retention pond and cars veering off the road here in Florida in particular. Hey, quick, easy date for that, man. Bamboo. Put bamboo planted around every retention pond, and it acts as a natural barrier. Doesn't require a lot of maintenance, and just a very economic, green thing to do, and maybe save some lives.
You gotta be very careful with bamboo.
Oh, man.
You gotta be real careful with bamboo when you plant it.
I want some in my backyard, but I know there are different types, and it's very invasive. So there's certain bamboo is good for that, certain is not.
I planted bamboo without knowing that you should plant a barrier underneath it because it will not only take over your yard, but everything around it, including your neighbors. So you definitely want to put something in the ground that keeps those little bamboo shoots from invading everywhere.
Code Black has had a fist fight going for about 12 years with his next door neighbor who has bamboo that borders his fence. And because it just doesn't know when to stop.
All right.
It just doesn't understand it. It's like a teenage girl asking for stuff. It just doesn't know when to stop. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
I planted it to, famously, I've told the story 100 times, to save me from the site of the sailboat that was on stanchions next door to me being worked on. And it looked like something you'd see in a movie set of some crazy neighbor. And I had to plant bamboo because the city wouldn't do anything. And I was like, well, I'll go get bamboo. So I spent like $1,100 on bamboo to basically create a 20-foot fence all the way down the left-hand side of my property. And then the guy dies 3 weeks later. And then that stuff now has become, it is a wall of bamboo. I mean, you really have to be careful with how much of that stuff you get and what kind you get and where you plant it.
Right.
And rats love it.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, rats get up in the middle of it and nest. Yeah, because predators can't get back there. I guess snakes can, but I mean, cats and stuff like that, you can't get in the middle of those things. They go right in the dead center, those giant stands of bamboo, and rat out. Get all rat crazy.
How'd you handle that unsightly boat and the widow after the husband passed?
You just moved, right?
Oh yeah, that's we moved not long after that. But
anything happened in between those two events?
Her sons weren't happy with me because they said something about me saying something. And then I just said, I just called the county to see if it was a violation because it's very unsightly.
He called the cops.
Called the county, not the cops.
On the widow.
Yeah.
Well, she wasn't a widow.
She wasn't a widow then,
Yeah,
Jack.
he was on his deathbed, guys.
Yeah. And that's all she had to remember him by.
That's right.
And I had a really good conversation with this guy when he was working on his boat, and then I realized he wasn't working on it for quite a while. But the first time I talked,
he was busy dying and all.
The first time I talked to him about it, though, he was on the top of it. He's, I'm selling her to Bermuda, and I'm like, good for you, buddy. That's awesome. And I'm going to sail it to Bermuda. That's my goal, selling it to Bermuda. And then it just time kept rolling by, and I was like, I don't know, man. I guess Bermuda will still be there. And then we found out he passed away. I didn't even know he was sick. I mean, we never even encountered them. They were on the other side of the fence. We never really talked to them.
Well, did you know the name of the boat?
No, I never saw the name of the boat. Never saw it.
Probably like SS Bad Neighbor or something.
Yeah, no. It was
SS Narc Ass Neighbor.
They took it away not long after that, though. I mean, I think even the sons kind of understood. Like, guys, I'm telling you, it was just a patched together mess of like scavenged 2x4s from construction sites to build the stand that this keel on this thing was 8 feet tall.
That's what hard work looks like.
Yeah, is that what it is? Does it look like a bunch of tarps being held together by miscellaneous ropes and other stuff?
Nope, it looks like a 20-foot wall of bamboo.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. The greenest boat I've ever seen. But you got to be careful with that stuff. If you plant it, though, get ready because it does not understand. It's like, we're going to grow some today. By some, I mean maybe 1.5 feet today. You could literally feel it growing in the summer.
The concern I have, and I heard that before, it's like you have to kind of have a barrier underground so it doesn't spread. However, I just know, like last time I did gardening, this was like 15 years ago.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I got good weed tarp, put the weed tarp down. Guess what?
Weeds come through.
Weeds still come through.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know how you're going to stop bamboo unless you build like a concrete bunker.
There's a thing
for it to grow in.
There's a thing called an anti-emergent, but I believe that's just for weeds. Like if you have a big piece of property you don't want weeds to come up on, before you put that thing down, you put a thing called an anti-emergent down, I believe it's called. And it's like this granular stuff. And you get the feeling it's just the nuclear bomb of any plant life.
Yeah, go ahead. Just kill what's left.
It's like nothing comes up through there. I've never used it because I never used it.
Right.
Somebody told me about it. I'm like, that does not sound good for anybody.
It doesn't. And the texting service, 77031, a lot of people are helping out with what particular kind of bamboo you should buy, saying that there's running bamboo and there's clumping bamboo, and clumping is the one that you want. But then someone also said that wasps love bamboo.
Yeah, there's all kinds of fun wildlife that loves that stuff. And the problem is once it starts growing this in the stand, the bunch of bamboo gets so big. I mean, it's like I'm telling you, man, it grows so fast. You can't imagine how fast it grows.
Well, that's why bamboo is like being used now as like an alternative source, an alternative fiber to regular tree fiber.
When we do
sheets and stuff like that.
Our backyard is pretty big, and with this new addition, we are trying to figure out.
Flex?
Come on. We're trying. We don't want to put sod down because I don't want to pay for irrigation. I have to water all that stuff all the time, right? So we're putting down some. What do they call it? Drought resistant.
Oh, yeah.
We're doing
Xeriscape or whatever?
Yeah, we're doing that drought-resistant Xeriscape in the back with, like, sawgrass and stuff like that.
Awesome.
Yeah, that is. Keep it natural.
Yeah, we don't want any of that. But we irrigate a little. We have a tiny...
How unusually eco-friendly of you.
I know.
We have in the front, though, we do water our lawn with eagle's blood. So, no. We have a small front yard with some grass up against the house, so it looks nice. But it's really small.
Oh, look. Another gallon.
All right, 407-916-1041. I have a question I want to ask, and I'm actually a little scared to ask it.
Oh,
but it's based on the Super Bowl, and we're going into sports. So I'll ask this question when we get back, and don't vilify me for asking it because I truthfully do not know the answer. But I'll tell you what that is next.
Ooh.
You're Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality for Valentine's Day and the lowest prices.
We're still looking at steady traffic eastbound on I-4 coming out of Polk County between U.S. Highway 27 and Osceola Polk Line Road, as well as between State Road 536 and Central Florida Parkway. Westbound travel a slow ride too between Sand Lake Road and State Road 535, and also between World Drive and 429. Authorities working to clear a crash on Dean Road north of Cypress Springs Parkway. See traffic problems? Call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center. I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by Direct Auto Insurance.
Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. With savings of up to 25%, you could stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote today at directauto.com. Savings vary, terms apply. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
When you order food for work on EasyCater.com, we've got your back. Real humans are here to help with your order every step of the way, making sure everything goes right, even behind the scenes without you knowing. Confirming and double confirming with the restaurant that everything is on track. If there's a problem,
thanks for calling EasyCater.
Call us anytime, day or night, and we'll answer in seconds. We're right here with 100,000 restaurants, working hard to ensure the food arrives on time and is ordered. Order 24/7 at EasyCater.com.
Steve Kramer here with the divorce tip. Inheritance isn't a marital asset unless you handle the money wrong or your divorce wrong. Then you can lose it to your ex. Call Trenley and Kramer, TK Law. We do divorce. OneFirmForLife.com.
And now, everybody who's fueled by your local Circle K. There's flower shop owners, neighborhood bakers, awesome food truck sandwich makers, gearheads, mighty motorheads, farmers and their farmsteads, life-saving physicians and head-banging musicians, that guy who helps you change your spare, and rock star nurses. The people we rely on every day are fueled by Circle K every single day. Fueled by Circle K.
Enter the world of RVing at Giant Recreation World's RV Open House. Going on now through January 31st. 0 payments for 90 days and no money down with a lifetime warranty on all new and select used RVs. Be sure to check out the huge red tag discounts on all 2022 motorhomes, travel trailers, toy haulers, fifth wheels, and golf carts. Top dollar for trade-ins, plus service parts and rentals. For all of life's adventures, visit GiantRecreationWorld.com or at their 3 locations in Winter Garden, Destination Daytona, and Palm Bay.
Managing healthcare for yourself, your kids, your aging parents, it's a lot to keep track of everything. Now you have help. Welcome to Village Medical, a whole new kind of primary care that's a lot more caring. Here your doctor really gets to know your family's needs and coordinates all their visits, labs, even prescriptions. Plus, you can make same-day appointments or schedule video or at-home visits, all covered by most insurance. It sounds different because it is different. Go to villagemedical.com and become a patient today.
In St. Pete Clearwater, every day is a great escape. With 35 miles of white sand, there's no better place to get away. So let's explore the secluded beaches of Fort DeSoto or paddle our way around Honeymoon Island. Let's kick back, kayak, and catch crimson sunsets. Let's trade busy schedules for laid-back vibes. Let's make today and tomorrow a beach day. Let's shine. Plan your escape at visitstpeteclearwater.com.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money. Easy to learn, easy to use, small business software tailored just for you. With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
According to Moody's research from July 2021, the cumulative bond default rate for rated investment-grade municipal bonds was 0.10% from 1970 to 2020. Municipal bonds don't usually get the media coverage the stock market does, but if you're looking for a potential source of federally tax-free income, now is an excellent time to consider municipal bonds from Hanyon & Walsh. If you have at least $10,000 to invest, call and talk with one of our bond specialists at 1-800-761-9761. We'll send you our exclusive bond guide free with details about how bonds may be an important part of your portfolio. Henning & Walsh has specialized in fixed income and growth solutions for 30 years and offers high-quality municipal bonds from across the country that are federally tax-free and have historically been low risk. Call today to request your free bond guide. 1-800-761-9761. That's 1-800-761-9761. Investing involves risk, including possible loss of principal. Income may be subject to state, local, or alternative minimum tax. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. You're listening to WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, credit, C-R-E-D-I-T, credit. That's credit. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. Good luck.
The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us, 77031. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. Credit is your 4 o'clock keyword, C-R-E-D-I-T. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Credit. That is how you can win $1,000.
Good song.
Right. Welcome back. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here.
Good afternoon.
Along with Ross.
Grape jelly, overrated.
Whoa.
I'm going to agree with that.
You know what?
I'm going to agree with that. Strawberry jelly is a much better product.
Grape was my first love.
It was everybody's first love.
But then strawberry is definitely... I had it today. I had it today on the bagel. Peanut butter and jelly on a plain bagel today.
You gotta have strawberry jam, not jelly.
You're right. Jam is better. You're right.
Or preserves. I don't even know the difference.
Yeah,
I
what
don't
the
know.
hell?
Also, and look,
I didn't know that.
Don't sleep on apricot.
Oh, apricot's a good time.
Apricot's a good time.
Yeah, you would be an apricot guy.
It's got a little...
If you want to change the pace, I guess.
It's got a little tartness to it. It's not just directly sweet like a 5-year-old would like.
But, you know, the jelly, that's just the gelatin. And then the preserves has the
chunks
the
of
real
meat. Oh, yeah.
fruit.
Yeah.
Then what's jam then?
There's jams, jellies, and preserves.
I think preserves and jams are the same. Or maybe it's just a thicker, more of a, I think a jam is a ground up version of it.
A new segment called Foodie Don't Know.
I don't. Foodie don't
know.
Do you guys know what the difference is between a peanut butter and jam?
And a peanut butter and jelly?
No, I just realized it's a joke that I can't say on air. My bad.
Oh, Well, I'm going to break those words down and thank you for not saying that
Here
on the
we
air.
go. Jelly is made with strained fruit juice.
Right.
There are no pieces of fruit in jelly.
Right.
Jam is made with mashed fruit.
Right, for your 8, exactly.
Preserves have whole fruit or large pieces of fruit.
There you go.
Okay,
So now we know.
Right. Preserves
so jam, they're jamming the fruit into it.
Oh, yeah. Jam it in there. Right.
Yeah.
Jam it.
Nice.
Jam on it.
All right. Got a question here for you.
Uh-oh.
Now, this is, and again, why are you looking at me like that, Ross?
You're good.
No.
I like looking at you.
No. Come on. What were you doing?
No, what's wrong with eye contact?
You had a dumb smile.
I had a dumb smile because I'm still thinking about this really funny street joke that I can't say on
don't
air.
say it. Don't do that. Okay, so here's the thing I'm going to ask you guys.
All right.
So this weekend, and God, I hope I don't get beat up about this because this is a genuine, curiosity. I do not know the answer to this, and I saved this instead of asking the internet or going to see. This weekend or coming up in a couple of weeks is the Super Bowl. We found that this weekend the conference championships played, and we know now it's going to be the Eagles versus the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, spoiler alert! It was on my DVR.
And one of the things that they say that's unique about this game, there are a couple of things. One of those we'll talk about with Brandon Kravitz, but one of the other things is they said this is the first time that 2 black quarterbacks will face each other. And my question is this: If Patrick Mahomes' father is black and his mother is white, why does that just make him black and not white or the other? Do you understand what I'm saying? Is that a fair question? And I'm just asking to ask. There's no problem with it. I'm just asking, when you say 2 black quarterbacks are going to play, and I don't know that, to be honest with you, and I don't know that Jalen Hurts' father or mother isn't, black on black, but I know that Patrick Mahomes' father is black and his mother is white. So he gets credit for being a black player when he's 50% black? I know this sounds harsh saying it. I'm just asking the question because is that the truth though?
Same situation for Barack Obama.
Okay.
White mother.
Okay.
Okay. But he was a black president.
Yeah.
He's a black man.
But why is that?
Probably his life experience.
Derek Jeter.
Yeah, but again, that doesn't answer my question.
Yeah.
Why is that? Why is it when...
Because he's treated like a black man, not as a white man.
Yeah, but I mean, that doesn't answer the question. I mean, it's 50% African-American, 50% Caucasian.
But usually when you have any, any portion of you is a minority, there you are can be considered that Hispanic as well.
Yeah, I guess. But I mean, do you guys see where I'm going, though? I mean, you understand?
I think Jack kind of just...
You think that's the answer?
Yeah. It's like people aren't...
So
they're going to consider that if I'm half Spanish, I am still Spanish.
Okay, so let me say, so if the
Jewish as well,
if the quarterback for the Eagles was white, and there was something unique about them, maybe it was the same last name or whatever, would they also make the same? Would they say these 2 white quarterbacks because he's half white?
No, because that's happened before. It's being said because this is a first,
right?
Which blew my mind, by the way.
Yeah, me too.
I was like, dog, look at that Roman numeral. We're on like 57.
58, isn't it?
Yeah,
57,
something like that.
Yeah,
like that's pretty wild.
Doug Williams was the first black quarterback in the Super Bowl, right?
I think it was. Yeah, Doug Williams. Yeah, back in Tampa, and the boy, that's back in the late 70s or 80s. No, 80s.
Yeah, but wasn't that when he was with Washington? I thought.
Oh yeah, right. He went with the Redskins first. Yeah.
Oh, there's something you can't say anymore.
Yeah. Oh God, so many potholes. Yeah, I just don't know. I mean, I saw that today, and I was like, that's interesting. I've never heard. I've never known that. I never knew that if you had a black mom or one black parent and one white parent, that you would be considered, black on the same level that Jalen Hurts would be black with a black mom and a black father. Like that would be the same. That would be considered the same exact thing as being, black and black. That's the only. It was just kind of odd to me because I was like, well, that's weird. I mean, and the funny thing is, what was even more weird is I wouldn't even know what to consider that statement, that argument. Like, how would you? It's not even an argument, but how would you even say that? I know that there used to be a word for that, or there used to be a word that was used if you had a one black parent and one white parent. You came out that mocha color, that color, the biracial color.
It's now the word, but the previous word, mulatto.
Yeah, mulatto, right, was the word that they used a lot. And I thought that's a slur. It's a derogative term now, of course. I think it always has been, maybe.
And I've heard
it has, but I didn't realize it.
I've heard on a lot of accounts too is that when you have a white parent and a black parent, that it's tough because there's a lot of times where the black community may turn their back on you, and then also the white community goes, yeah, we're turning.
You're not here either.
You're not here either.
Which do you think? Do you think it's easier for, let's say, someone to integrate into a black family as a white person, or vice versa, to integrate into a white family as a black person? I mean, that's pretty subjective to what the family's makeup is, but I didn't know if there would be an obvious, one reason or the other that one would see more issues.
It's funny that you bring that up, though, Ross, because Blackish had an episode like that where, the father figure, he has 2 black parents and says to his wife, who is biracial, Tracy Ellis Ross, Diana Ross's daughter, well, what do you know? You're not even really black.
Oh, man.
And her comment back to him was, well, if I'm not really black, could someone please tell my hair and my ass?
That's great.
Isn't that a great joke? But it is... Like Ross said, that's an issue as well. And it goes all the way back to days of slavery. Biracial children more often than not were the children of the slave owners.
Right.
And more often than not got to be the indoor slaves who had far more comfortable situation than the ones working the fields.
All right, 407-916-1041. Hey, Scott, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir. Deb just kind of touched on it too. They also wanted to make sure back in the slave days that a mixed race person couldn't have claims on the white owner's assets and things like that. So if you had any black blood in you, they would consider you not capable of claiming any assets from that slave owner.
So, Scott? Are you have mixed race parents?
No, sir. No, my wife's my mother is half Japanese, but so that's about it. It's not black.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, did you have something to say about the topic?
I thought I just did. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm
No,
sorry.
he was explaining the one drop rule.
Oh, I got it. I'm sorry.
It was done for legal.
Got it. I didn't understand what he was saying there at 1 second. I didn't.
Yeah. Well, he was explaining it was a legal precedent so that if you had one drop of African American blood, you could not lay claim to
be white
for legal, like for inheritance or anything. So you couldn't be the heir of a white slave owner if you
got it. I heard that. I didn't know how it applied to now, though. I guess that's what I was trying to ask.
So no, because it's a legal term. So one drop of African American blood, or if you're black, if anyone in your ancestry is black, you're considered black.
Oh wow!
Under a legal term.
Wow, really?
Born out of racism.
Got it.
And so that's why, if you're a little black, you're black.
Right.
Now, that said, as more and more people do their genealogy, I think there's a hell of a lot more black people out there
a lot of
that
people finding out
are not even aware.
Right, yeah. My wife found it. She found that. Like 1 or 2% sub-Saharan African or something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I have that too. I don't know what that means.
All right. I don't know if that means either. All right, 407-916-1041.
Seed of humanity.
Hey, Nate, how you doing? Welcome to the show, Nate.
Last name's Bradshaw.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for having me on.
You got it, buddy.
Just a little FYI, I'm half black, half white, actually half black, half Italian. And I'm 63 years old. I can tell you this was really set up by the founders of this country for the reasons your last caller gave you. There's even a few rappers who have songs out there that reference having a bit of black in you, and more white makes you black. It's just the way our forefathers set this up.
Right, and you said you have a mixed race parents, a black mom and a black father and a white mom.
Yeah, my father was black. My mom, she's Italian, but in this country she's white. She got off the boat.
Right.
And my kids are biracial as well. Their mother is Spanish and Italian, and I'm black and Italian. So it's just the way it was set up back in the day.
Wow, man.
Quite frankly, it really shouldn't matter nowadays. But we're still fighting that fight.
Yeah, buddy. I appreciate your call, man.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's odd. When I did see that thing, I was like, wow, I didn't, because I didn't know how we looked at it anymore. Things changed so dramatically and have changed how we talk about those biracial people and what terms are used. I didn't know when I saw that I was like, man, that's kind of odd. I didn't know that. I didn't know that if you were identified as black, if you had a white parent, you were specifically identified as black.
I've learned a lot. I've never heard one drop
rule.
I've never heard of that.
I haven't either. This is my first time.
I wonder if they're allowed to teach that in Florida public schools.
Yeah. Do you remember, I kind of off topic, but still on topic, wasn't it like in the 90s when Tiger was on Oprah or something?
Yeah, the Kablasian.
And he called, and then everyone was like,
he's a Caucasian black Asian.
Yeah, wasn't there like a massive response to that?
Yeah, it was kind of a weird thing because his mom is Thai or something, isn't she? Or Filipino or something?
Yeah, so Asian.
Right,
yes. So that was that part of it. And he wanted to pay tribute to all of his race and ancestry. But you see, the black community had this idol of a golf phenom that represented them. And then to find out he is identifying as something that they were not comfortable with. It was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, Chappelle punked that and the whole black draft.
Yeah.
That was he caught a lot of crap for that. Yeah. All right, 407-916-1041. Let's talk some Super Bowl action coming up next with our buddy Brandon Kravitz.
You can always text us unless you're driving. at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
We're still in good shape on the Turnpike. No reported problems on 417 or the 408. Authorities working to clear an accident on Dean Road north of Cypress Springs Parkway. Eastbound travel on I-4 still a steady ride between State Road 536 and Central Florida Parkway, as well as westbound between Sand Lake Road and State Road 535. See traffic problems? Call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by Direct Auto Insurance.
Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. With savings of up to 25%, you could stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote today at directauto.com. Savings vary, terms apply. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
This hour of talk on Real Radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier Factory Authorized Dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Preventive maintenance on all brands, and that saves you money and can detect an upcoming breakdown. Visit MillsAir.com.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Tara, quote, "My doctor wanted me to do saline rinses for my allergies, but I've never been able to successfully use a neti pot. Navage uses suction power, so it's foolproof. There are nights when I'll have particularly bothersome allergies. I'll bust it out, and the results are immediate. It's such a relief. It's become a lifesaver." Unquote. She's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Ever wonder how much pepperoni is too much? Ha, me neither. But if there is a limit, Marco's Pepperoni Magnifico pushes it. It's loaded with classic and crispy Old World pepperoni, those 3 fresh, melty signature cheeses, and savory Parmesan seasoning. Right now, a large is just $9.99. So I'm gonna push my limit on how much pizza I can eat in one sitting. Marco's. Pizza lovers, get it. Limited time only. Participation may vary. Additional restrictions may apply while supplies last.
So I'm bullish on used cars right now. Go to my website, givemethevin.com, and you will get a great experience. They don't call us America's best car buyer for nothing.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Here's the reality. The cost to repair termite damage could be in the thousands. Even worse, most homeowners' insurance won't cover the damage. The Massey Services does, with an unlimited termite retreatment and repair guarantee that covers the structure and the contents of your home. Massey provides a free termite inspection and creates a customized treatment plan. Then, they inspect every year to ensure you're protected. For peace of mind protection, call Massey Services, where you can always expect more and get it.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I'm asking about Prevnar 20 because there's a chance pneumococcal pneumonia could put me in the hospital.
Age 65 or older, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just 1 dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I want to be able to keep my plans.
So I'm asking my doctor about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
Only iHeartRadio gives you access to all.
iHeartRadio.
Access to all of your favorite radio stations.
It's Ryan Seacrest.
I go by the name of Charlamagne the God.
Hi, I'm Ellen K.
Bobby Bones here.
Hola, soy Enrique Santos.
Access to all of the best free curated playlists.
My favorite music. The best songs.
A little bit of everything.
Access to all of the great podcasts for every interest.
The Stuff You Should Know podcast.
The Daily Show podcast.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. And best of all, it doesn't cost a thing. Download the absolutely free iHeartRadio app now.
The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
Jim, what's up, brother? Hey, man, so I guess you didn't see my message I sent you, man. I had a couple of extra tickets for Disney this weekend. You know, Jack could have came, Ross could have came, Deborah, I Sabrina had something going on, and, normally I kind of give them to her, but, she was like anybody else in Real Radio. And I was like, yeah, so I just started sending out texts to everybody. So, you missed out, bro. It was good.
Thanks, Jim.
Story of my life. Missing out on things that are good. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. 4 o'clock keyword is credit, C-R-E-D-I-T. Just go to realradio.fm and send it away for your chance at $1,000. Credit, that's it. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. And every Monday at 4:20, we invite our good friend Brandon Kravitz to drop by from 96.9 The Game. They talk sports over there every day from 3 until 6. Good and loud for our buddy Brandon.
Yay!
Oh, yeah!
Where was my invite from homie?
Well, it doesn't matter. Jim doesn't check his messages.
I don't even know what that guy was talking about, dude. No idea. No clue. Interesting weekend. Of course, I think we're going to focus today on the NFL football scene because we do want to talk a little Magic basketball as well, though. But Super Bowl coming up in a couple weeks. It looks like it's going to be the Eagles versus the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't know that anybody's upset about that football game. I think, almost any scenario, I believe with the exception of San Francisco getting in because they have no quarterback, and who wants to watch Brock Purdy do anything, much less quarterback, in the Super Bowl? Nobody wanted to watch that. So I think the league got a really good matchup. I think it's going to be a good football game. I mean, your first look at the game itself, then we kind of work back to the conference championships.
I completely agree. I mean, let's just start with the quarterbacks. You've got the two guys that are the odds-on favorites to win NFL MVP this year. Yeah. So then you've got the one seeds as a team. Right. So they were the top teams in their conferences all year long. The top two quarterbacks in the league this year. They've got complete rosters. There's not really a lot to dislike here. If you're into the idea of roster building, I mean, they're very different in the way that they've gone about things because the Eagles have the benefit of the quarterback on the rookie deal, so they're able to build around him, where the Chiefs have had to figure out how to make do with a quarterback that makes a crap ton of money and still fit everybody else in under the salary cap. And what makes that interesting is this team, one of the identities of the Chiefs for years was Tyreek Hill. How do you defend this guy? And what does this offense look like now that he's gone? They couldn't keep him for the reason I just said. It wasn't because they didn't want Tyreek Hill. It was because you can't keep everybody that's great when you're paying your quarterback nearly $50 million a year.
Yeah, got a salary cap in this league.
So they have figured that out, and it's very difficult. So the two different ways of building the team, two great quarterbacks. You've got the Andy Reid storyline, which I think is awesome. Andy Reid spent years as the head coach for the Philadelphia Eagles, brought them to a Super Bowl back in, I think it was 2002, and then went on to coach in Kansas City, where he went on to win his first Super Bowl, and so now he goes up against his former team that let him go. There's a lot of good storylines.
And one of the most uniquely has the Kansas City Chiefs have two of the most likable human beings that are in the NFL. Patrick Mahomes, one of the most marketable, likable humans to ever play that sport, and then on top of that, played at the highest possible level. And then, of course, Andy Reid, which is like the league's uncle, cool uncle with the fast car and the cool boat. It's like so you have a great story on both sides. I think the Eagles play kind of the bad guy here. To the Chiefs, kind of good American, good old American good guy. I don't know.
That's because the fans of the Eagles are some of the worst human beings on the planet.
Oh, that's it. I totally forgot about that. Yeah.
I would disagree if it wasn't for that part. The Eagles fans are so obnoxious; it makes it very hard to cheer for them. But I don't know. I kind of look at it a different way. Just looking at the teams themselves, the Eagles go in and they have They have the quarterback that's hungry and humble and has been overlooked. I mean, you're talking about a quarterback that was benched in college for Tua and then had to transfer, was overlooked in the draft as a first-round guy, got drafted in the second round, was told, you're only really a running quarterback, and he's proven to be so much more. He's an MVP candidate. Yeah. And on the other side, Patrick Mahomes is by himself likable. However, his family is obnoxious, and they are front and center. His brother is so annoying.
And his wife can get a little choppy,
wife
right?
is obnoxious.
Yeah, his wife can get chirpy.
I mean,
they're a mess on social.
And watch them yesterday. I think last night, I thought they showed their ass a little bit after the game.
Oh yeah,
Cincinnati was talking a lot of trash before the game. The mayor came out and said, he asked for a paternity test which was so stupid. Because Joe Burrow is Patrick Mahomes' daddy or whatever. One of the Bengals players called Arrowhead Burrowhead because Burrow hadn't lost there before. So they gave him all this bulletin board material. And rather than rise above it, which I think is a likable characteristic, and, maybe you throw a subtle jab. These guys were cutting full-blown WWE promos after the game. I thought it was obnoxious.
Kelsey was. He was going crazy. Called him a jabroni.
Jabroni.
Who even uses that? You're a grown-ass man. You know who says that? 14-year-old
The last time I cut a promo like that, I was in middle school. I remember calling someone, I think I called him a Rudy Poo candy ass, which was straight out of the mouth of The Rock. Travis Kelce's doing that. Like,
terrible.
It's unique. The Rock was cutting these promos in the early 2000s. Let's get some new some new content
Let's
here.
talk about these individual games. Of course, there's really not much to say about the Eagles Niners game. It was a complete blowout. The Niners have the best roster, one of the best rosters in the league. No quarterback. Nowhere. I don't think there's one in the state.
Can I give you the rundown of their quarterbacks this season?
Yeah.
So they went from Trey Lance, they started with, who they had traded up 4 years ago.
Right.
And they were going to give him the keys to the offense.
The heir apparent.
Yes. But Jimmy Garoppolo is still there, who had been the guy that had taken them to the Super Bowl previously. Well, Trey Lance goes down, broken leg. Jimmy Garoppolo comes in, looking good. Hey, Jimmy G's the guy. The 49ers are going to be all right. Goes down with an injury for the year. In comes Brock Purdy, and you're like, no way this goes well. Brock Purdy looks awesome, and then takes them into the playoffs. Well, then Brock Purdy gets hurt. In comes Josh Johnson, who I think was playing in the last iteration of the XFL, if I remember correctly. Gets dropped on his head, and then they have to turn to Christian McCaffrey for a minute, and they're like, nah, let's bring Brock Purdy back, who can't throw a football. That was their progression of quarterback throughout the course of the year. I mean, it's just brutal.
As bad as it
gets. It sucks because I don't think we really know how that game was going to play out. I'm a huge believer in what San Francisco has built. That team is a monster.
Well, to be competitive that far into the season with a rookie quarterback tells you everything you need to know.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that tells you everything you need to know. The team carried that guy around for 8 weeks.
And not just a rookie quarterback. He was the final pick of the NFL draft, the last one.
Kravitz.
7th round.
What?
What's the deal with Brock Purdy's injury? Because from my couch, it looked like he could have powered through.
Yeah, that was said
it was a nerve issue.
It's
It's the same kind of from what I understand.
That's a good thing, not having any nerves.
You know what a pitcher, Jack, loses his fastball.
Yeah.
And he needs to go get Tommy John.
Yeah. Never the same though.
That's what happened.
Yeah, they take you from like a 95-mile-an-hour fastball to like 86, and you just get roasted.
He could throw the ball.
Yeah,
he just couldn't throw the ball more than like 10 yards.
Yeah.
Which makes you pretty ineffective as a quarterback in the NFL.
Doesn't that pretty much fit San Fran's offense though? Because that's all they ask from Jimmy G.
You know what? Honestly, against most teams that they would have faced, like if they were going up against the Cardinals in Week 14, they probably still would have won the game. But the Eagles are a beast.
Yeah, they're a monster.
They're so perfect everywhere on the field. They do not have any weaknesses. So the second you show vulnerability, you're screwed. And I'm not trying to take anything away from Philadelphia because they very well could have won that game with a healthy Brock Purdy or throw Tom Brady out of the stands and put him in. Like the Eagles were definitely good enough to win that game, and they played a great football game yesterday. I just would have liked to have seen what it looked like full strength versus full strength. So looking forward to that, and it took kind of the buzz off of the way yesterday started.
I agree with that. looked pretty evident from the onset, I think, who was going to be the dominant team there. Let's move on to the Kansas City Chiefs and the Bengals game. I think the game that everybody was really looking forward to. You have the two of the swaggiest quarterbacks in the league. One of them's got a little juice. Burrow's got a little swag. Mahomes is more of the swaggy, kind of less out there, kind of Kangol wearing guy. And I love this guy, Burrow. I love the story of Burrow. I love the swag. I love the fur coat thing. Jack hates it. I'm like, come on, man. He's a white guy wearing a fur coat.
You're the only person, Jack, I've ever heard that doesn't like Joe Burrow.
Lean into it, dude. He's giving you something, right? And I just thought this would be the game. And it gave us everything you could possibly want. And it's so funny. You didn't like the first game because we couldn't tell how it was going to be with the quarterbacks. I think most people feel that same way with the officiating in the game between Kansas City and Cincinnati. The game was so poorly officiated, and I think you could look at it, and it's so poorly officiated now you hear this conspiracy of the NFL being rigged thing,
right,
which is dumb. It's not. But either way, when you see things happening that benefit a guy like Mahomes, who we know is the face of the league, it does help fuel those things like, I don't know, really? Come on, man. You got to give this guy like 4 or 5 tries at it. He's already the best. I mean, now you got to let him reload every other 5 minutes, and then so many missed calls. It just seemed like the deck was stacked against Cincinnati last night, although I know that's not the case, but the officiating was pretty loose last night.
Oh, it was terrible, and I am not somebody that hops on. I hate it. I can't stand it. Twitter, for sports Twitter, night in and night out. And of course it happened last night, but I think for good reason. There are moments where officials are just bad. I mean, the Lakers and Celtics had a situation that played out just a couple of days ago too. But sports Twitter has just become like this. It's becoming like this scream room for official and referee hate. It annoys the hell out of me because it's always the same. We're always just yelling about the exact same thing day in and day out. In this case, everybody who was complaining was 100% right. Yeah. Sometimes you nail it when you whine. Yeah. Sometimes when you send food back, it should go back. You shouldn't bite into that. And I think that was the case with this game. They just the officials got too involved. It just
seemed like every other play there was a flag. It just seemed like Manning, let him get 3 plays in a row off. I mean, it can't be that bad all the time. I think Cowherd had a really good thing when he was talking about when people bitch about the refs. I mean, you speed every day, right? I mean, you speed every day. You break the law every day, but you don't want a cop coming up behind you and pulling you over for going 56. The refs aren't going to catch every single thing out there. You can't expect them to be perfect every time. And then he started talking about using the replay, to make sure it's a perfect call every single time.
Oh, God, I hate that.
I'm like, nobody wants to do that, but some of these things are so freaking obvious. Like, I mean, some of it was so bad. Like, I felt bad for Cincinnati's head coach because those last 4 minutes probably aged that dude 5 years.
Well, the one that stands out the most to me is when if you're going to miss a pass interference call or a holding, or maybe you call it or you don't. Some of that stuff, everything happens so fast, and you can't go into the booth and review everything. It would be such an unwatchable product. For anybody that's asking for that, you do not understand how much you would hate football if it actually worked that way. But when there was a play late in the game where the Chiefs were trying to convert, they're in their own territory, so they've got 80 yards to go, and it's 3rd and 9, I think. And then so they run a play unsuccessfully, and they're going to punt. Well, then the refs go, no, we called that play dead. We blew the whistle, but you guys didn't hear it. So the play ran anyway, and they're like, but nobody heard it. And the guy ran on the referee, they showed it later in the game, ran on the field late, blew the whistle, but the crowd is so loud that they ran the play anyway, and then the Chiefs get another opportunity at it. Then they call pass interference on the defense, which was also a bogus call, and it allows the Chiefs to extend the drive. They did end up, because credit to the Bengals, they did end up stopping Kansas City on that drive where they almost got screwed over twice. But it just halted so much momentum. It ruined the field position for Cincinnati, and in a game where it's that tight, and the Bengals offensive line is playing that poorly, they needed every yard that they could get. And so for the refs to kind of do them nasty like that, it just wasn't right. And they owe the Bengals an apology. The Chiefs still went out and won the football game. They deserve to win. But the referees, they shouldn't get so involved that they become part of the conversation the next day where we go, yeah, the Chiefs won, but
they changed the game.
They changed the game,
They changed the texture of that game from at least 3 times.
And I don't think the NFL is rigged. I don't know why our human condition sends us directly down that path every single time. But can I tell you what my theory is here on why this stuff happens and why it happens so much in the playoffs? Do you notice that we have these controversies every couple of years in the postseason? The way that it works in the NFL with these officiating crews, there are crews that work together, pockets of crews with really skilled officials that have been around for a long time. Some are newer. They work together all year. They travel together. They work every game as a unit. Then you get to the playoffs, and the NFL selects the officials that they deemed did the best job, and they essentially create a Pro Bowl roster of officials that have never worked together before but are excellent at what they do. And there's an increase in pay that you get for being an official that officiates a postseason game. So what happens? You have officiating crews with no chemistry with one another, because there's a dance to this.
Yes.
And you have ratcheted up pressure because those guys don't want to lose that spot. You don't want to be a playoff referee that's then told, never mind, you're not invited next year. So you're adding this layer of pressure to a unit that shouldn't be involved in the game in terms of what we're paying attention to. And for them, I think these guys walk in like every other human on the planet. When you're told, we need you to be perfect at this, you tense up.
Oh, yeah.
And you try too hard.
And
I think they're trying too hard.
You're hypersensitive about everything. But, yeah, it just seemed like every other play. I'm like, man, come on. Let these guys play. It's. I mean, even the Mahomes push out of bounds, in my opinion, was on the edge. And I know that there are a lot.
That was a penalty.
Well, no. I'm not saying it wasn't, but we have this argument all the time. In real time, in the NFL, in real time, you're asking a linebacker to break his stride. He's moving that way. There's no question it was a penalty, without question. But in reality, I think that those could be a subjective scenario based on each certain violation. And last night's, although he was 2 feet out of bounds, should have never even been in that position.
I mean, the player should never do that. Was just so. It was such a boneheaded thing. And there's a reason why. Credit to that player, why he was crying in his hands after the game and not yelling at an official, because he knew he screwed up.
Yeah,
and when he was asked about it after the game, he put the blame on himself and then thanked his teammates, some of which had his back. Not everybody. Did you see the video of his teammate that was yelling at him? Why did you touch the effing quarterback when they were walking into the locker room?
And then said something about it being his last season. In other words, you made something about it being his last season, right? And
that's your last. Can you imagine? You're that angry. That's your last memory as an NFL player, is screaming at your teammate as you're walking off the field. Awful.
Everyone is so focused on that play, and yes, it's a bonehead play at the worst time to set them up for the field goal.
Yeah.
But it was the special team kick return, that punt return, that even made any of this happen. I can't understand why everyone's just glossing over that kick return like that's an average thing that a kick returner does.
Yeah, that wasn't smart. Kicking the ball straight to the player.
Yeah, 54-yard field goal in 20-degree weather as opposed to a 45-yard field goal in 20-degree weather. I mean, they did the projections. That ball would not have made it from 52 yards or 54, wherever he would have had to kick it without the penalty.
It is crazy. You know how they show that field goal target line on the field on the TV broadcast? Where they lined up to kick the field goal after the penalty was exactly on that line. I mean, that is real drama. Where you go, this is as far as this guy can kick it. This exact line.
Must be
Let's
rigged.
see how he does.
It's got to be rigged.
It feels like, they kind of wanted this to happen, didn't they?
Real quick, who do you like?
I like Philadelphia.
Straight up?
Straight up.
Okay.
I wouldn't mess around with the points. Just take the money line if you're betting it.
And then secondly, the LIV PGA Tour thing heating up a little bit more in Dubai this past weekend. Are they still doing that? Of the most polarizing figures kind of came in clash. There's some drama. Patrick Reed and Rory McIlroy. And then Patrick Reed again got called a cheater because basically he hit a ball into the tree, said it was his ball 100%. They played the replay and it's like, no way, it's his ball. What a mess it was. But it was a little golf drama this weekend too as well. Rory winds up winning anyway, and the LIV guys go back to the shell.
Good. Bye. I want nothing to do with that league.
Yeah.
I am going out to Bay Hill tomorrow to take part in the Arnold Palmer Invitational Media Day.
Nice.
And we're having a short game challenge, and I believe, because they always do it up big at these events, I think we're going to be using Mr. Palmer's clubs.
Really?
All right, if you're
Pretty
chipping, if it's a pitch, hit it like a matchstick. You got it.
All right.
Same thing, same
right.
cadence, same tempo.
Back to you.
That's good.
All right, there he is, Brandon Kravitz, 96.9 The Game, every single day from 3 until 6, talking sports. Thanks, buddy. Good seeing you.
Great to see you guys.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. 4 o'clock keyword is credit, CREDIT. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7. It's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by Gringos Locos and SecuredRoofingAndRestoration.com. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Mike, and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Happy Monday, everyone. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. Afternoon highs today will reach the low 80s across the interior and our coastal communities. It's going to be a warm one out there with mostly sunny skies as we head throughout the afternoon. Calm winds out of the southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Overnight lows tonight will be dipping into the 60s, so pretty mild, and those warm temperatures continue throughout most of your work week. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro.
This report is sponsored by Blue Stream Fiber. HOA and condo board members. Bring your community the fastest, most reliable fiber internet while saving up to 50%. With Blue Stream Fiber, your community gains a partner, not just another provider. Start the partnership at bluestreamfiber.com/radio today.
Man, here we are in the beginnings of 2023, and maybe for many years, you're like, man, my eyesight seems to be getting a little worse. Maybe I'll make a change. And maybe this New Year's you didn't make that change, but now it's become unbearable, and it's time to make that call to the Filatowski Eye Institute. Guys, all you have to do, just text 1041 to 868686 and schedule that appointment now, because a consultation with the leader in vision correction could really change your life like it did my son and my father-in-law. They use the latest state-of-the-art tech. Their surgeons have performed over 65,000 of these procedures. They know this stuff inside and out. You're in good hands. So text this and find out what they can do for you. It's 1041 to 868686. Schedule that LASIK consultation with the Filatowski Eye Institute today.
When money is tight, a little breathing room goes a long way.
It sure does. An Amscott installment cash advance from $100 to $1,000 could mean more money and more time to pay it back, all with no credit check. Amscott, some restrictions apply, subject to approval.
Hey, it's Ryan from the Monsters in the Morning.
And Scott Brown from Edgewater Family Wealth.
And Scott, as I was looking over your LinkedIn, I noticed you made a 2023 list of things you're pretty sure about. I'm wondering, though, what didn't make the cut?
Well, I can share that with you, Ryan, next Sunday morning at 8 a.m. on 104.1 Real Radio.
It's always a tease with you, Scott.
Tune in to It's Only Money with Scott Brown from Edgewater Family Wealth, Sunday morning at 8 on Real Radio 104.1.
Raymond James Financial Services, Inc., member FINRA SIPC. Edgewater Family Wealth is not a broker-dealer, is independent of RJFS.
Anybody can win at Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, Tampa. One jackpot is paid out every minute on the hottest slot machines and table games. With over $2 billion in jackpots paid out in the last year, you could be the next lucky winner. Seminole Hard Rock Tampa has over 800 rooms and suites, a luxurious rock spa and salon, award-winning restaurants, and an exciting comedy and concert lineup, including pool parties with world-renowned artists. With a variety of gaming, dining, and entertainment options, anybody can win at Seminole Hard Rock Tampa.
In St. Pete Clearwater, the fun extends beyond the beach, because here the arts are alive, the food is al fresco, and the nightlife is electric. So let's wander from Shoreline to Central Avenue. Let's explore captivating collections of the Dolly Museum and bask in bay views from the St. Pete Pier. Let's fill up on fresh-caught cuisine and catch up over crisp craft beer on rooftop patios. Day or night, let's shine. Plan your escape at visitstpeteclearwater.com.
When you order food for work on EasyCater.com, we've got your back. Real humans are here to help with your order every step of the way, making sure everything goes right, even behind the scenes without you knowing. Confirming and double confirming with the restaurant that everything is on track. If there's a problem,
thanks for calling EasyCater.
Call us anytime, day or night, and we'll answer in seconds. We're right here with 100,000 restaurants, working hard to ensure the food arrives on time and is ordered. Order 24/7 at EasyCater.com.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 nerve care company. Nervive tablets contain alpha-lipoic acid to relieve nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort, plus B-complex vitamins to support healthy nerve function as you age. Live life with less nerve discomfort with Nervive Nerve Relief Learn more at nervivehealth.com. And try Nervive Pain Relieving Cream to block nerve pain signals at the source. Use as directed.
On the Exorcist Files podcast, a leading exorcist and demonologist shares stories of disturbing and vicious cases of possession. For the last 2 decades, Father Carlos Martins has encountered evil in nearly every way imaginable.
What Hollywood portrayed in The Exorcist with levitations, vomiting, spitting at the priest, all of that has not been a movie for me. I have seen that firsthand.
Listen to The Exorcist Files on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Some roads take us where we want to go. Other roads lead to Mo. In a world full of dangerous roads, there's only one thing you need to know. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. JustCallMo.com. I'm a non-attorney spokesperson for Mo DeWitt. Office Orlando.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
The reason why there's 2 black quarterbacks for the first time is because of freaking Tom Brady always being in the Super Bowl. Just saying.
Man, what a great song.
Do you think if this song came out yesterday, you'd feel the same way?
Yeah, I don't know, because nobody makes music like this, but I think I would. I mean, this is a kind of a timeless tune.
I almost guarantee you
I would not.
People make music like this right now.
Yeah, maybe so.
Yeah.
No, I just don't know who they are. You're right.
There are so many bands out there.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
But it's the connection that we put on it, and it's when you heard it, what you were doing in your life, and that's why I think the music that imprints on you when you're a teenager, when you're becoming more aware, you're getting that freedom and that part of your life.
That sticks with you.
That's the music that sticks with you the rest of your life, that you can always go back to and have a fond memory.
Got it, yeah.
Unless you had a tragic existence.
Right. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. Ray Trindley a little bit later today, 6 o'clock hour. Talk to Ray.
Nice fellow.
A couple things out there. I mean, I got a story a little bit later in the show. And again, this is it was the weekend of enlightenment for me, because
what a fun word.
Exactly right. And because I found out something this weekend that I did not know. I want to clarify it with Ray. I'm sure he does know, but man, it's about a case that just happened recently, and it just kind of came to fruition. And then we got the final happening of the case. But man, when I tell you about how and why, I bet nobody knew that this was the case. And this kind of goes back to the the thing I was talking about with Patrick Mahomes, which I kind of wanted to revisit for a quick second. I want to ask you guys some more about this because you seem to have a better grip on it than I do. And again, this is just curiosity with me with this with the Patrick Mahomes having a black father, white mom thing, but and then just he is a black player because Blake Griffin, we mentioned him. He doesn't have black skin tones, but we know his father is black and his mother is actually a redheaded Caucasian woman. Actually, I think he's Haitian and she is white. But so what I'm asking is this, when it comes to that, because everybody would look at Steph Curry, again, white mom, black dad, and say Steph Curry's black, correct? You would never not say that Steph Curry wasn't black. Even though for a fact his mom was white, you would say Steph Curry is black.
I would say that, but that's because I know his dad.
Right.
If I just saw him in the streets, I wouldn't go,
Right.
I wouldn't assume anything.
But no, what I'm saying is, if you talked about Steph Curry and somebody asked you what color Steph Curry was, you'd say he's a black guy, right? You wouldn't say he's a white guy.
I would probably say that he's biracial.
You would say he's biracial.
Yeah. There's always a joke that Shaq makes that always cracks me up.
Hit me.
Whenever he shoots a shot like at TNT, he always calls himself the Black Steph Curry. And that's always, it always makes me laugh. I'm pretty sure it's offensive and they're not happy about it, but man, it makes me giggle.
So if he says biracial, I get it, but why wouldn't they say the same thing about Patrick Mahomes instead of just saying he's a black quarterback? Why wouldn't they say he's a biracial quarterback? And I think
both things can be true.
But that's my question. So could he just say he's white?
I
mean, could he claim that? Because that's my thing. Is like I think it's subjective though for the person, and that's why I find this very interesting. LaMelo Ball, LaMelo, white mom, black dad. Do you think most people look at LaMelo and think, yeah, that's a black dude?
I have no idea.
Yeah, but it's weird because his skin tone is primarily white, just like Blake Griffin's. But that's what I find odd. So if they said if LaMelo claimed to be white, would he catch traffic for it? Would he catch hell for it if you said he was white?
You know who's the one that melts my face off? And I'm trying to remember. And before I say it, I think it's Jason Kidd.
Yeah, Jason
That's
Kidd.
Jason Kidd is the one that I went, what?
I remember, the first time I learned that, I'm like, wait, no. It just visually, it did not compute to me.
Yeah.
Wait, he's black?
He was born to a family of African Americans and Irish Americans.
Yeah.
And he's biracial.
Right.
But I just had no idea when I found that out. But I mean, calling Patrick Mahomes black is accurate. Calling Patrick Mahomes white is also got some accuracy. If you call him biracial, that's also accurate.
Well, you have to say some on both sides then, right? You can't say calling him black is accurate and then calling him white also has some accuracy.
I think accuracy. Sorry for the word some. I think both of those statements are true.
Okay. Yeah, I just find this fascinating. I don't know, because I believe it's a subjective thing. And I wonder how
could it be subjective in your eyes?
Well, from the person. Like, I mean, if LaMelo Ball wanted to say, hey, yeah, I'm a white guy, he could say that then, right? I mean, he wouldn't have to automatically claim he's black.
Legally, though, he's black.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know why he would say that.
Yeah, but because
if he said that, I don't think it's
Would you okay, so when they said Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes are going to be the first two black quarterbacks to go against each other in a Super Bowl, Patrick Mahomes correct them and say, I'm sorry, I'm biracial. It's not black, I'm biracial.
But both of those things are true.
Right. But could he be just solely white then?
I mean, I guess that would be it would be an interesting stance.
But you understand the irony there, right? Like could he say he's Caucasian? If he could equally say he's black and he's half and half, he could also say I'm Caucasian.
And also throwing this out here, that's not him throwing out that Super Bowl history fact.
100%. I'm not calling this is not I've got a problem with it. It's just I'm interested because I find it unique how we kind of use these terms to describe people. And they're fluid. Some of them can be very fluid. I don't know. I just find it interesting.
Well, Caucasian is defined as a white person of European origin.
Okay. Which his mother is.
Because there's also, I mean, aren't there parts, there's a lot of parts of Africa that are predominantly Caucasian? Am I making that up? Not Caucasian, but just
South Africa.
Yeah,
South Africa is primarily.
And then, man, they have the greatest accent.
Yeah. Oh, they do. That's a pretty good one.
That's my favorite.
By the way, Jack, I'll get a. Have you taken in? Did you get to listen to any of the Smartless podcasts yet? Have you dived in?
Oh, when it first came out, I listened to the first few months of it. I kind of got annoyed with their interaction with. I thought it's funny you said something when you talked about it that they kind of get out of the way. I think that they might have gotten better at it in the beginning. I thought it was a little too much of them.
Yeah.
And not enough of their guests, like them cutting up on each other.
Yeah, and they still do that, but it's a better mix of that with their guest. And I will tell you, you talk about the South African, the Charlize Theron interview at Smartless is a dandy. It's
okay. I'll check it out.
And it just shows you that Charlize Theron may be one of the coolest chicks to ever do it in Hollywood. She's as real as it gets.
And I don't think anybody. I can't even come close to imitating the South African dialect that I'm thinking. It's like this proper, there's a rolling of an R, if I remember correctly.
But they also have it's staccato. You go over da. It's got this weird, it's got this weird, like my daughter's boyfriend is from there and their family is from there. So when you talk to them, it's kind of like this.
Oh,
they kind of have that thing where they talk and it's kind of, kind of stops like this. It's kind of odd, but it's very cool.
So the three people are Will Arnett, Jason Bateman, and Sean Hayes.
Sean Hayes, the guy from Will and Grace.
The funny part,
whom I've never seen an episode of it, so I never really knew him. I knew him from one sketch in SNL when they did that Jeffries sketch, the men's clothing thing with Will Ferrell coming in on the scooter. I think he's in that sketch. That's the only time I've ever even seen him. But it's good. They rag on that guy a lot, though.
Yeah.
Forgot it's been that gonna have that kind of success. They rag on that guy a little bit.
Well, I mean, throwing this out here, the other two are definitely more successful.
They're doing it all right. Yeah. All right, 407. And by the way, Will Arnett is really funny.
Very.
Really quick, really funny. That's good. If you ever have a chance, Smartless, right there, you can get it on iHeartRadio. All right, 407-916-1041. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality for Valentine's Day and the lowest prices.
We're still looking at a stop-and-go ride heading west on I-4 between World Drive and 429. It's also slow still between Sand Lake Road and State Road 535. Eastbound, a steady ride out of Polk County between U.S. Highway 27 and Osceola Polk Line Road, as well as between State Road 536 and Central Florida Parkway. See traffic problems? Make sure to call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by Rude Air Conditioners.
Rude Air Conditioners, engineered tough, built to last, dependability day after day, year after year. Rely on Rude. Find your Rude Pro Partner contractor at rudeacflorida.com. RUUDACFlorida.com.
Ooh, man, let's get you a new bathroom. Rebath in Mid-Florida can do that for you, and it will look amazing. These guys are very good at what they do, and here's the thing. They only do bathrooms. That's it. It's not bathrooms and gutters or bathrooms and driveways or pressure washing. It's just bathrooms, and man, they have some incredible products. You can actually see them live. Put your hands on them. Feel that quality. 436 up in Altamont. They're right across from Kobe. You're going to walk in. You'll see some models set up. You're like, oh, I guess I pick one of these bathrooms. Not like that at all. Actually, the models are there just to show you what the products look like, and they can cover all the trends. You want some subway tile? They got you covered. Want some marble? They got you covered. Travertine? They got you covered. Natural stone. All those colors. Beautiful. And, of course, names you've known forever. Birch, Toto, Kohler, Moen. That's what they're installing, not junk at all. And their design team takes your ideas, blends it with their ideas and their products. Next thing you know, you have a beautiful bathroom just ready to be installed. They do that in 4 to 6 days with their employees, and they give you a lifetime guarantee on the products and the install. You can't lose. Slide by their website, check out the before and afters, and then book your appointment. Your new bathroom's right there in Altamont at rebathmidfla.com.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
Hi, I'm Octavia Clausman. My dad is attorney Glenn Clausman, who helps people with their injury claims. My dad really cares about people. His clients have his cell number so they can call him anytime. At home, at night, I see him working on their files. He talks about how his clients' injuries have affected them and how he tries to help. He really cares. If you have an injury claim, you should call my dad, Glenn Clausman. Call 407-917-1718. He'll give you his cell number. Glenn Clausman at KLAUSMAN Office, Winter Park.
The new Dunkin' Brown Butter Toffee Latte raises the bar on what a latte can be. If it was a shelf, it would be the top one. If it were the ante, you better believe it would be up. With bold espresso, subtle brown butter, and toffee flavor notes, this new latte is raising the bar on deliciousness. The new Dunkin' Brown Butter Toffee Latte. Elevate your latte. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer. Terms apply.
Happy New Year from Tools Ace Hardware. And if you didn't get a grill for Christmas, it's not too late. It's a new year and a perfect time for a brand new grill. Luckily, Tools Ace Hardware carries all the best brands and grills out there, like Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Weber. But that's not all. They also have top-of-the-line Napoleon grills and Uni pizza ovens as well. Simply visit one of their 12 Central Florida locations or shop online at acehardware.com. On top of all of that, get free assembly and local delivery on grills $3.99 and up. Tools Ace, the backyard place.
Here's how to avoid a top mistake in divorce. Text messages and social media posts can wind up in front of a judge. Act accordingly. Don't post like a fool. Divorce? Trenley Kramer Law. TK Law. OneFirmForLife.com.
Late night decisions aren't my strength. I could do another episode. I should check out that noise coming from the woods. Let's get tattoos! But one call that never fails is Wendy's, where every burger starts with fresh beef. Unlike my ankle dolphin, I never regret a Baconator. Have a good bite. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's late night.
Hours may vary. Fresh beef available in contiguous North America.
The way healthcare works today can be frustrating. So many different doctors to keep track of, different tests, different medications. It's a lot. Welcome to Village Medical, a whole new kind of primary care covered by most Medicare plans. Here, your own doctor coordinates all of your care for you, even talking to your specialists and your pharmacist to manage prescriptions. There's a lot more about Village Medical that we think you'll love. When's the last time you said that about healthcare? Go to villagemedical.com and become a patient today.
You know what they say, new year, new you. Lean into that freshness with Pollo Tropical and start the year on the right note with our all-new churrasco steak bowl. It's a refreshing combination of crisp lettuce topped with our Fiesta bean mix, tomatoes, cheese, and avocado slices. We finish it off with our perfectly grilled churrasco steak and our homemade chimichurri. Can you hear that? The Churrasco Steak Bowl. It's as fresh as it sounds, only at Pollo Tropical.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. You're listening to WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now number 1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, CASH. C-A-S-H. Cash. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
You can watch radio being made on a daily basis at Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
As a native Philadelphia fan, I take umbrage with Jack Bradshaw's classification as Philly fans being the worst. I've been a Philly fan for over 50 years, and oh well, I can't even go there. You're right, Jack. They are the worst.
I was going to say, buddy.
I don't even like to be around them. That's why I moved out of Philly.
Yeah.
So, but go Eagles.
I thought he was going to give us some teardrop tat joke. All right, 407-916-1041. You're freshy. Fresh out of the cooler. Just cracked it. Put it in a koozie. Burr. Cash. That is your 5 o'clock keyword. C-A-S-H. Just get over to realradio.fm. Send that away, and maybe you win $1,000. Monsters had a winner today at 9.
Yeah, they did.
That's like 3 for them or something, right?
Chuck Connors.
Chuck Connors, really?
Yeah,
Oh.
that's his name.
That's a superhero name.
I know that guy.
Yeah.
He's been a long-time fan.
The Rifleman, right?
Yeah, what's the Rifleman? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
So is Jack.
Yo.
And Ross as well.
It's all true.
I do want to talk about something else. We do have a phone call left over from this from the discussion on mixed race identity. We have a caller here. Let's talk to her. Hi, Jennifer. How you doing? Welcome to the show.
Good, thank you.
What's going on?
Well, I just thought I'd share my experience because my son happens to look exactly like Patrick Mahomes, but my husband was adopted, so we don't know if my husband is officially black or what kind of mix. But on applications for my son, we do put white, but there is another section that we also put mixed. My husband was adopted by a black family, so I do consider my son in a way black, but because he does not necessarily look black, we do put white. So I feel like in his aspect with Patrick, I feel like he would feel the same way. I don't think it's offensive either way. But I guess it just kind of goes on your look. Not if that's correct, but that's kind of what we base it on.
Yeah, that's funny
So
because I mean they talk about it being bloodline only. I mean that's we've thrown up a couple other examples that are light-skinned people that have one white parent, like Blake Griffin, LaMelo Ball, both have a white mother.
I know I blew some people's minds with that Jason Kidd bond.
Yeah, Jason Kidd.
Yes.
Well, thank you for your call. We appreciate it, Jennifer. 407-916-1041. So it does happen. Yeah, so it does happen, And that's the mom. I mean, I don't know that she gets more of a choice in who gets to identify as one thing or the other than any, but I think it may be a subjective thing where it's just up to you.
I know I'm super white. Very white.
You can't get more white.
I'm loose leaf paper.
You are, yeah.
Bag of hard drugs, white.
You're right. Yeah,
like white sheet white.
White sheet white.
Yeah.
Right.
Whoa.
Right. You've broken toes because people have tried to feed you into a typewriter.
Yes, absolutely.
Got
And it hurts.
Yeah, it does.
My blight. But I have no idea what I am. I'm not even interested in it.
You're not?
No.
My wife is fascinated with it. She got that 23andMe. I don't think that thing. I think it was in the testing period.
Sometimes
and she couldn't wait to get her to the blood.
Sometimes
it's like, oh, maybe okay, cool, let's do it.
Like at times I have felt myself being like, man, I'm not even good at being me, because I look around and people like care about that, and I just have I don't have that bone in my body.
I don't think anybody here's done it, right? Jack, you did it?
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. We first did it way back on the Phillips file when it was kind of
new.
It was before 23andMe was a thing.
It was novel.
But it was novel. And it's built, the information you get is based on the databases that they build up. And mine, along with Jim Phillips, both came back as 100% European.
Okay.
He was very disappointed. I was not.
Why was he disappointed?
I think he wanted a little more mix.
Okay.
And also I believe
very demanding, that guy.
A lot of people claim Native American heritage, and I believe it kind of ruled that out.
Yeah, I think that's what powered probably more than 20% of the people are like, I'm trying to get that federal money. Come on, Chippewa. Come on, Cherokee. Because they were like a certain percentage, I get that money. You're terrified of it, right?
Yeah.
I'm not terrified of it. I just you don't get anything more basic than your DNA, and I just don't trust.
Yeah. A lot of people are worried about it.
Yeah,
including me.
So back then, I was 100% European. I have now cleared that up with 23andMe after the millions of people who are now involved with it, all the testing, all the different groups I am now a part of and connected to. I can tell you I am 99.6% European.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, man.
Where's that? Where's that 0.4 scalawag from?
Yeah, trace ancestry is 0.4%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got Southern European, it's Scandinavian, British and Irish, French and German.
Well,
mostly French and German.
I think my lineage is French and English. My lineage is almost solely, I think, European, because we know a little bit of where they came from.
Not
yours?
mine.
Oh, yours is all over, right?
Yeah.
Yours is like Epcot.
Yeah, it is like Epcot. I was telling Jimmy in the break that on my mother's side, my great-grandmother was black, and my great-grandfather was a white German who happened to get on the wrong ship, was supposed to be emigrating to the United States, ended up in Panama at 9 years old. So, yeah, I have...
It's everywhere.
What's
I'm
amazing,
everywhere.
and whether it's the shows like Finding Your Roots or whatever, it's amazing how situations like that needed to happen for you to be here.
Isn't it?
Yeah, so it's hard to look back on a lot of those things with the regret, because really you kind of have to accept it all for you to be here.
Part of your path.
So my 0.4% that is not European, I am 0.2% North African and 0.2% Siberian.
Nice.
Wow.
A little Russia in there.
I got that going for me.
Traitor. Look at you, you commies. 0.1% commie.
And yet my cousins have done Ancestry and have found more German lineage. Their mother's from Italy. So it's been fascinating what family members have done it.
Yeah. They update that thing too, don't they?
Yeah.
Don't they update to let you know if anybody else is coming to your realm? Like
they do.
As other people, 23andMe, they tell you if you have a hit of somebody that's just joined us.
Found a sister.
Yeah, man, that's that is the roulette wheel I do not feel like spinning every day.
No, same here.
I don't want to wake up and find 4 other cousins. I have no interest in that whatsoever. Let's just let it be a mystery.
I did. So we found cousins. It was actually the daughters of a cousin. And we actually connected with them at my mom's funeral because they live in the New York area.
Yeah.
But we're Facebook friends now, and, we share likes.
Yeah. Ross, I would think of anybody you would be interested in 23andMe, not because maybe of you, but because of how little you know about your dad's lineage. I would think that you would want to know more about like where old Raj came from.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I see everybody else caring, and then I look at myself in the mirror, and I'm like,
no.
You're not interested at all?
I love that honesty.
Goose egg.
None.
0%.
No clue.
I like the now, and I think about the future.
How about for your health?
That would be the only thing. But I already know. We got some bad hearts up in the family tree.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah,
that's right, yeah.
So,
well, your mom's is good.
My mom's heart?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's there.
It's thumping.
Yeah, it's there. I mean, she's strong.
Like an ox. That's what a doctor told her one time.
Oh, no.
Yeah, bad choice
No,
of
she
words.
loved it.
Oh,
Did she really?
Yeah, she's like, oh, man, the doctor called me strong like an ox. How cool is that?
So hot.
Yeah. Mom, I don't.
It got his digits.
I love Kathy Paz.
Yeah, man.
All right.
She also called me up recently and was like, hey, I broke 200 bowling. I was like, wow.
Did she really?
Yeah, she's on fire.
Oh, my God. How old is she?
She's like 70.
Easy with that.
With a bum hip?
Minus 40.
With a bum hip and she rolled 200?
Yeah, yeah.
That's good, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
A woman's age, brah.
Give her a 10-pound ball. Watch out.
Damn.
She's super into bowling.
She's super into sports.
Yeah, yeah.
Would she get a 23andMe? You think she has any interest?
I feel like...
You ever talk to her? Do you ever talk to her about your family's lineage? Do you know anything about like your grandparents, where they came from? None of that?
No.
No, none of it.
Nothing.
Don't know.
I was born without any grandpas.
See, that's what I was about to ask. I mean, you have no interest in learning a little bit about your grandparents, like where what they could have, like your Rogers mom and dad. You never met them?
Nah.
Never met them.
No.
Never met your mom's mom and dad?
I met my grandma, who's
Okay.
the only grandparent that I've ever had.
Wow,
and she passed away, years ago.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. Was
and
that
she was awesome.
That's so odd, though. I bet that's pretty rare. Growing up and not having any grandparents at all. Jack, did you? I mean,
I had one grandfather who was alive. The other one died when I was young, and the other two died before I was born. So I was 13 when my last grandfather died.
Deb?
Well, I still have one grandmother alive.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
My mom's mother is still alive.
Wow.
94.
God almighty. I have my in-laws. I have a grandmother on that side. My in-laws, my wife's side, but my blood parents, all my grandparents are passed.
What up, blood?
Yeah. I think the last one died in 83. My grandmother died in 83. That was the last of them. No. My grandfather and my dad's side died after that.
Posting the Twitter poll at Jim Colbert Show on Twitter. Are you open to the idea of getting your DNA tested for genealogy research?
Hit yourself 2 times real quick for me before
Yeah,
we go to
we
break.
need this, Jack.
This whole show, we all have flubbed up and nobody got the buzzer.
Thank you, Deb, for pointing that out, because Jimmy, I specifically did not buzz you.
Entitlement. Hello.
Thank you, Deb.
Entitlement.
That's where you messed up.
I say that perfectly every single time I say it.
And I don't know what you guys are talking about. I'm killing it today. I'm batting 1,000.
Genealogy.
No.
What?
Oh, wait,
Text
that is how
just-
you say that.
Yeah, text just came in at 77031. I'm scared to death that my son will one day do 23andMe and find out that his father is really his stepfather.
Nice.
He has been in his life since he was 1 month old, and I never ever planned to tell him, and he is 33 years old.
Oof, God, man. Oh, living with that secret.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Man.
Why are you texting us?
Because
I'll
there's
just put this backpack of regret on. That's heavy, a little heavy on my back.
Command C, paste that right to him.
That's right. Get it out of there.
Maybe our number is really close to your son's, but
All right. 407-916-1041. You guys remember the Sherry Papini case, right?
Oh, yeah. The mother who said that she was branded and kidnapped and really just wanted to hook up with an old boyfriend for a few days.
Yeah.
Well,
I've been there.
There's an interesting aspect of this story I think that you probably don't know about. And regardless of Ross's comments, we're going to talk about it next.
I'm the only one.
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Real Radio 1041. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Delays from a crash now heading south on 417, taking up the right lane between Dowden Road and Moss Park Road. We're still solid westbound on I-4 between World Drive and 429. Eastbound is slow between State Road 536 and Central Florida Parkway, as well as south on the Turnpike between 417 and US 192. See traffic problems? Make sure to call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center. I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples Print and Marketing is committed to quality and printing perfect every time. Now at Staples, get $10 off your document printing and marketing materials order of $50 or more. Offer ends 2/25. See staples.com/store/printbig for details. Try Staples and see the difference.
Twitter poll is up, and it's brought to you by wearenotthebanks.com. That's Brad and his team, direct mortgage lenders. This is what they do each and every day. They secure funding for you or anyone to get into their new home or maybe refinance the home where they live. I did my refinance through wearenotthebanks.com about 8 years ago and put me in a great place. It was fast, easy, and I got a great rate. And the really cool thing, because it is a complicated process, you know, I'm not the expert, but guess what? Brad is at wearenotthebanks.com, and he let me know everything I needed every step of the way. It was a great process and put me in a good position today because of that. So thank you, Brad. Wearenotthebanks.com for all your mortgage needs. Looking at that dream home, is this the year where you make that move? The website to go for all your mortgage needs. Wearenotthebanks.com. Get started today. NMLS ID number 1169, equal housing opportunity.
Here's a top move for hiring a divorce attorney. See how they look and handle themselves on video or audio. Chances are that's them at their best, with editing, setup, and multiple takes. The courtroom is live. Mediation is live. Make sure your divorce lawyer is going to make you look good. At Trenley Kramer Law, we handle family law and divorce. TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
You know what they say, new year, new you. Lean into that freshness with Pollo Tropical and start the year on the right note with our all-new Churrasco Steak Bowl. It's a refreshing combination of crisp lettuce topped with our Fiesta bean mix, tomatoes, cheese, and avocado slices. We finish it off with our perfectly grilled churrasco steak and our homemade chimichurri. Can you hear that? The Churrasco Steak Bowl. It's as fresh as it sounds, only at Pollo Tropical.
Happy New Year from Tools Ace Hardware. And if you didn't get a grill for Christmas, it's not too late. It's a new year and a perfect time for a brand new grill. Luckily, Tools Ace Hardware carries all the best brands and grills out there, like Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Weber. But that's not all. They also have top-of-the-line Napoleon grills and Uni pizza ovens as well. Simply visit one of their 12 Central Florida locations or shop online at acehardware.com. On top of all of that, get free assembly and local delivery on grills $3.99 and up. Tools Ace, the backyard place.
Ever wonder how much pepperoni is too much? Ha, me neither. But if there is a limit, Marco's Pepperoni Magnifico pushes it. It's loaded with classic and crispy old world pepperoni, those 3 fresh melty signature cheeses, and savory Parmesan seasoning. Right now, a large is just $9.99. So I'm gonna push my limit on how much pizza I can eat in one sitting. Marco's. Pizza lovers, get it. Limited time only. Participation may vary. Additional restrictions may apply while supplies last.
In St. Pete Clearwater, every day is a great escape. With 35 miles of white sand, there's no better place to get away. So let's explore the secluded beaches of Fort DeSoto or paddle our way around Honeymoon Island. Let's kick back, kayak, and catch crimson sunsets. Let's trade busy schedules for laid-back vibes. Let's make today and tomorrow a beach day. Let's shine. Plan your escape at visitstpeteclearwater.com.
Baby boomers and retirees, stop losing your retirement. The IRS will take substantial dollars from your retirement savings unless you take control of your retirement dollars. You can gain retirement tax protection from national talk show wealth strategist and best-selling author Chuck Oliver of The Hidden Wealth Solution. He'll give you a head start to be retirement tax and recession smart. Learn solutions with a track record of measurable results to save thousands in unnecessary taxes and gain retirement recession protection. Visit retirementprotected.com.
Is that a horse?
Actually, it's a wild stallion. Since Navy Federal Credit Union's Platinum Card made it easier to tame our holiday debt, I wanted to see if I could tame something else.
Uh-huh.
Help me saddle up. I need to pick the kids up from school.
With a low intro APR on balance transfers, the Platinum Credit Card lets you take control of your debt. Learn more at NavyFederal.org/Platinum offer. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA.
Follow the Bible in a Year with Jack Graham podcast today. Begin your New Year's resolution with the Bible and see why millions have already started Bible in a Year with Jack Graham.
This podcast was created to help you solidify your faith as you experience the story of the Bible through live action recordings and emotional orchestral music.
Listen to Bible in a Year with Jack Graham on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This hour of programming brought to you in part by FAS Windows and Doors.
So apparently Facebook is still a thing?
Search gym members and join our group.
That's so funny. I was just reading a story about the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
About what?
Rick Rubin, years ago, when they were recording an album, they were about to record a record. Rick Rubin had just hooked up with the Beastie Boys, and he brought them by to watch the Chili Peppers rehearse. And after the Chili Peppers rehearsed, he goes, "Cool, man, thanks, appreciate that." And they got in their vehicle, and they drove away. And Rubin he didn't talk to them again for 2 or 3 years. Right, and when Anthony Kiedis went up and said, "Hey, man, remember that day when you came in with the Beastie Boys and you watched us rehearse for a couple hours, and then you guys just took off and you ghosted me and didn't talk to me for years?" He goes, "What was that all about?" He goes, "You guys were in such a dark place at that time. I felt it was unsafe in that room. It felt like you guys were going to kill somebody, because that's when they were blowing them brains out with drugs every day, and they were complete maniacs." The guitar player did kill himself overdosing, Haleo.
Yeah.
And then they get the other guy, John Frusciante, and he got into it and almost lost his everything because of heroin. And I guess they were in such a dark space that Rick Rubin's like, "No, I don't need to be here." And then they got clean and came back and then they did the record.
Where'd you come across that? Was that a
TikTok?
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, what? TikTok?
Yeah,
That's
man.
all he does, you guys.
No,
TikTok.
it's not all I do, but it's very informative, and it's not even Chinese. Come on. 407-916-1041.
Every
Text
break.
us 77031.
Like a 14-year-old girl.
Welcome back.
You
I'm
can
Jim.
tell TikTok is Chinese because as soon as you watch one, you wait like 5 minutes later and you want to watch another one.
That's good.
I kind of like that.
It is. It's good, and it's very apropos.
Could be a promo.
I'll tip the hat.
Deb and Jack and Ross are here as well. All right, let's get into this. This is not like, I don't know, it's not like a juicy story. I just learned.
Oh, it's juicy.
I just learned something, and I never knew it was the truth. So Sherry Papini, like Deb said earlier, this was a few years back. In 2016, she faked her own abduction.
Said she was out for a run, was kidnapped by some Hispanic-looking women who branded her and tied her up in chains.
Right. She showed up 3 weeks after disappearing. Back at her house, exactly like Deb said, all this stuff in there, and claimed that she had been. Now, this went on for a while. I mean, they believed her in it, and she got away with it. And I actually don't even remember how they busted her. Do you remember how they found out?
No, I do not.
The husband reported her missing November 2nd. I think she may just have shown up, or maybe she called and claimed she was dumped off somewhere, is what I think it was.
Straight dumped.
Right. So there's a Lifetime movie coming out about Sherry Papini. And it is called Sherry Papini, I Kidnapped Myself. And, of course, that's what Lifetime does. They come up with the best. Nobody uses a colon better than Lifetime Channel. It's the name of the person and then the most heinous 3 words you can think of behind it.
What, Lifetime Television?
Sherry Papini, Chainsaw Murder Breakfast. So here's what I found out, right? So they're going to make this movie, Sherry Papini, I Kidnapped Myself. And you would think, well, wow, that's pretty quick. I mean, she's still in jail. I wonder how they got out together. She did stick to her story for years. She pled guilty to mail fraud and making false statements, and said that she had some severe mental issues as a kid, and she had self-harmed as a kid, that she went through some pretty good abuse. And then it says this. It says that because Sherry Papini was convicted, she lost the life rights to her story. Mm-hmm. Papini, when you are a felon, you do not have rights to your likeness and your name. That goes away.
Wow.
So if you get convicted of a felony anybody with a movie studio can make a movie about your life, and they do not have to ask for your permission.
BTK would hate that.
Can you? I mean, did you guys know that? Had you ever even heard that? I mean, we realize what penalties from our government felons have to. You can't vote, you can't own a gun.
Yeah, I knew. Yeah, you can't profit off of this.
Right.
The crime that you caused you to be
Right.
caught, incarcerated, whatever. So, but I didn't know that if they just do it on their own.
Yeah,
I thought there had to be some connection, like it could have been family or
It says
someone.
Because Papini was convicted, she lost the life rights to her own story.
Yeah.
And this woman who is not only acting as Sherry Papini in the movie, but I guess she's also a producer.
I wonder if this is just a California law or if it's...
Don't know. It says if you're a felon, if you're a felon, you have no rights to your name and likeness, which is, it says, a fine and delicate dance for the studio that has to do it. And I'm guessing you'll probably get cease and desist after cease and desist, but based on that state's law, if that is just California, I'm not even sure that's where it's being shot, but I'd never even heard of that. So if theoretically, that means that any of us, if we were filmmakers, could go find a felon up there in prison with an interesting story.
R. Kelly.
And basically
Whitey Bulger.
And write that story, right? And they don't get anything. They don't mean their estate gets nothing. They don't. From what I understand, you do not have to tell them anything. You could go get your own information. You can interview the family if you want, if they feel like doing it, but you don't owe them anything for that because Whitey Bulger lost that right when he became a felon, or Sherry Papini, or whomever.
Aren't some DUIs felonies?
Yes,
Well,
I believe.
it has to be multiple ones. I don't believe on your first DUI you can't get a felony, can you?
Well, there's like a bunch of factors.
It could, property damage, bodily injury.
Oh yeah, I get what you're saying. But it would be in conjunction with a DUI. Like a DUI that caused a crash that hurt somebody really bad. But I guess maybe even excessive speed while drunk could be a multiple level, maybe a first degree or a third degree felony. And I don't know if first, second, or third matter here. It just says convicted felon. God, it would suck if you got all that taken away and you're a third degree felon. It would suck that you just got a DUI. I'm not trying to discount DUIs, but that you got a DUI and now your name and likeness is free will for everybody. That would be crazy.
Man, now I just want to look up like criminals and make stuff about
No,
it.
I don't want to do that.
What's scary is the people when we were talking about the 23andMe and the getting your DNA tested, the number of people who said, man, I don't want to put it up there. I've read far too many murder mysteries to even put mine out there.
Oh, wow.
See,
what?
Yeah, exactly.
And what they're saying is, so if you are not going to commit the murder, you shouldn't worry about it.
Exactly.
Because the people who have gotten caught is when family members have put it out there. So unless they're trying to protect someone in their family who they think might have that gear.
Yeah, it hasn't. It really. I mean, you could
Golden
do.
State Killer was found that way.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You could do 23andMe, or if you just have enough family members that do it, you're just as susceptible to being caught.
Yeah. Well, not only that, there's that one genetic detective, which is, she's the bomb. Like all of these really major cases of, this crime has been solved after 43 years. You always see Cece's name in it.
Oh, really?
And she's that genetic investigator.
Really?
She combs through people's,
wow,
their family trees and gets that familial idea of, okay, if we look here and we get that discarded trash.
You have databases, where people are putting their information in there because they're looking for more information and trying to connect themselves.
Not dodging it.
Yeah, not dodging it. So when other people, a detective will, okay, let's run these, whether it's GEDmatch or it's the religious one, the Mormons.
Ancestry.com.
No, but I think Latter-day Saints.
Christian Mingle. ChristianMingle.com.
SexThroughASheet.com. I can't have caffeine.com. We own everything in Florida.com.
Funisoverrated.com. .org.
So the Latter-day Saints also have a genealogy database that's free as well that you can actually use for research.
MittRomney.edu.
Yeah, there it is. That's the one.
FunkyUnderpants.org.
Oh, man. Have you ever seen them? Have
Yeah.
you seen the magic undergarments?
They're
Not intimately.
Oh, yeah.
I have.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Intimately?
Yeah, I mean, what do you mean by intimately?
You were having sex with another person who was wearing that underwear.
It took you 45 minutes to unbutton somebody out of their nightgown?
No. No, it was. I just shared a.
What else was he wearing?
I shared essentially a dressing room, a green room with a Mormon.
Really?
And man, they kind of looked dope. But the only thing that was whack, man, he was real comfortable.
What do you mean? Oh, he got naked in front of you?
It was never naked, but it's pretty close, you know.
But it's all linen too, or it's like all kind of cotton, or it has to be the right kind of material.
It's like a onesie, isn't it?
No, it's a shorts onesie.
The one that at least he wore was
you look like Angus Brigham Young.
It looked like a penny for like a workout or like a basketball workout. It was meshy.
Okay.
It was mesh tank top, mesh undergarments, but then nothing underneath the undergarments. So, like, the light would hit his crotch in a different way to be like, oh, a silhouette. Like, damn, dude, that is wild. You know, you're just like, man, Bill, what are you doing?
They're worse than a dong silhouette. And
No!
You're just trying to do comedy.
No, it looks like, his dong got framed for something or, like.
How'd we get to this? I don't know. No? Oh, yeah. Genealogy. All right, 407-916-1041. Hey, Clayton, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Hey, Jimmy, thanks. Hey, so my wife, we've done the Ancestry.com and the 23andMe.
Yeah.
And that's actually how she found her half-sister that lived in Maine.
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah, no, her father, just was a come-and-going guy. And he, there was always rumors of her having more siblings around the U.S., and so we found about 10 cousins and one half-sister living up in Maine.
Right, yeah. All right, buddy, thanks. I appreciate that.
Wow.
Here's the thing with that 23andMe. Like, I don't even like most of the people I'm related to now.
Why do you want to add more?
I can't imagine any rando is going to be any cooler than the ones I already know.
Oh, there's a chance.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean,
you found out you had, but you already knew that you had sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
they are the ones though that didn't know about us until like a long time.
But it wasn't a 23andMe scenario.
No, I think my mom was like, I'm gonna call them. Because my mom met them when they were children.
And they were Roger's kids.
Yeah.
And from a previous relationship.
Yeah.
Now, was he married to that woman?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
And then they just like despised him.
Yeah.
I guess my dad was like, oh, I was looking for boys.
Yeah, right. You still stay in contact with those guys?
What, my sisters?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? That's so cool. I mean, you found that connection on the show. That was actually very cool.
It was very awesome.
And they're great girls.
Yeah, Whitney and Reagan.
How cool is that?
And
oh, my God.
My dad would name a daughter Reagan.
Oh, that's funny.
Someone texted and said a guy I work with was arrested 1 year ago for a 25-year-old murder based on 23andMe DNA sample.
You go from 23andMe to 20 to life.
Right.
That's what you should name that product.
I love the fact that killers can be caught years later because of this. I think that's a good thing.
That's the best.
It is a good thing, but boy, I got to tell you, when this thing came out, I bet killers are like, oh, Jesus. Man, I made it through all this. I lived in poverty, changed my name. I live in some nondescript trailer park in nondescript North Carolina. I don't show my face out in public more than 3 times a year. And then, sorry, you got to come with us.
Right.
Because your cousin thought it would be cute to find out if he was partly African. And
thought he had Native American heritage.
And now I'm in Rikers getting the S beat out of me every other hour.
Right.
Oh, God, could you imagine?
Oh, that would be great.
No,
Karma, baby.
Oh, could you imagine? You're sitting there.
These are
loving
killers,
your
Jimmy.
life.
We want them caught.
Yeah, we do.
I'm with you.
Well, now you're in prison and there's 23 dudes and just me. It sucks.
Yeah, 23 inches in me.
Stupid cousin.
23 times today in me. 23 in me. Oh, we can do this all day long, guys. This is what kind of show we do here.
It's quality entertainment, we promise.
All right, 407-916-1041. You can text us at 77031. Mr. Beast, I know that Ross is the first person to ever turn me on to Mr. Beast, and that was an odd way to say that. But, to kind of bring my attention to Mr. Beast, and if you guys do not know who Mr. Beast is, he is the largest, most successful YouTube content creator there is. So, I mean, if there is a...
He's a beast.
Yeah, if there is a... what would you liken him to? Like, if there was a Seinfeld of YouTube, like if it was that, that big of a star, comparing those two careers and how big they got in television, I would think that Mr. Beast was that on YouTube. Would you agree?
Yeah, for anyone, he's the most popular on that platform, and people are pretty familiar with that.
Yeah.
YouTube is pretty popular, and people make a living off of it.
Every time he puts out a video, it gets tens of millions of views. Ross, I'm going to need you, buddy. There you go. Oh, we're talking about Mr. Beast. Did you see the latest?
What?
We're talking about Mr. Beast. Have you seen the latest thing he did?
No.
Yeah.
But I
So we're like, this guy's the Michael Jordan of YouTube, right? I mean, he is like, he basically is YouTube. He's the face of YouTube.
It's fascinating. I'm definitely envious in some ways. His work ethic. Yeah. What do you do?
This is such an interesting thing. So what's unique about Mr. Beast, considering what a cesspool that the internet is when it comes to personalities? I mean, whether you're at TikTok or Instagram or YouTube or Facebook, whomever, wherever, it doesn't really matter. They all have their Instagram star, TikTok star, YouTube star, or whatever. Well, this guy is the nth of those. I mean, he's the biggest there is, and he makes tens of millions of dollars a year. But the unique thing about Mr. Beast is he usually almost always spends all that money on more content for the channel. And he lives a relatively kind of benign life, right? He doesn't live like Lambo lifestyle and all this other stuff. I think he just bought a house, a bigger house for security reasons, and that would be it, right?
Yeah, I think he still lives where he's from. I think it's North Carolina. It's one of the Carolinas.
Exactly. So he still lives a very humble life, and he uses the money that he makes to kind of try to better people's lives, right? In some way, shape, or form. He'll do contests where they can win money and stuff like that.
I've done comedy with some of the people on the YouTube channel.
Right, yeah, exactly. Well, this is what he's doing now. And I guess it's kind of a statement on the healthcare state of America. But what he's doing is he is restoring sight for 1,000 people.
Cool.
He is paying for cataract removals for 1,000 people who are blind or near blind but could not afford the surgery. He put a video up saying that was what he was going to do. It reached 32 million people as of Sunday. The video features before and after footage of patients seeing with clear vision after the surgery was finished. Jeff Levinson, who's an ophthalmologist and surgeon here in Jacksonville, Florida, is going to perform the first round of surgeries, and he's calling it the Gift of Sight program that they've been doing there at that office for over 20 years. And Mr. Beast is throwing in some money to make sure 1,000 people get their eyesight restored.
That's awesome.
It is awesome.
And that's the kind of person you're willing to, give a few minutes of your time to watch their videos.
See, I contend that's why he's as successful he is. I think if he does, if he just clowns people and does stuff like that, I bet it's a tenth of what it is.
I mean, the reason why I think he's so successful is what you just said. He grabs all of his profits. And I've had conversations with the people that work for him, and it's true. He just dumps so much money into his content. He makes money off the content. He grabs it and puts a very large percentage into his show. You know, he turned down $1 billion
for the channel.
For the channel. He said no to $1 billion.
Yeah, that's the thing now. They're buying up pod content and stuff like that now. Like major companies. It's like, it's so funny. Like all the podcasters left, or a lot of them left, and they were like, well, we don't do radio. Radio has seen its better days, but now all it is it's radio. It's basically the same exact thing that radio stations do. Right? There are big companies buying up podcasts, and once they buy your podcast, they control the content. They control everything. The image is everything. You just provide the content, and you get a salary. They buy it, and then they give you a salary.
They offered you $1 billion for this show.
Oh, are you kidding, guys?
It's been nice working with you guys.
You bet your ass. It's been lit. It's been great. Can I tell you, if they offered me...
Even split?
Oh, no.
Why not?
No, come on.
How would you divvy up $1 billion for this show? I am curious.
I am as well.
Yeah, what you got, big guy?
You better not start off with you and you say 50%.
Oh, no. With him, he would have started off with 75.
I mean, what's wrong with...
You ever hear of the 80-20 rule?
407-916-1041. You can text us at 77031. I mean, you guys could make it for $1 million apiece, right?
Jimmy!
What, players?
You know how many millions are in $1 billion?
$997 for your boy? Look,
No.
I got a lifestyle, guys. I got a lifestyle.
What, are you buying people?
Listen, I wear a fresh T-shirt every day. A freshie. every day. Those things don't come free. They don't come free. 3-pack Fruit of the Loom. It's like $11.99. Could run out of money every day. Not even. Come on. It wouldn't be fair, right? It wouldn't be fair if we all took the same amount. It wouldn't be fair. Right?
What?
I mean, it wouldn't be. Would you guys take it all the way around? Would it be even?
Hell yeah.
That's what you would say too, Jack?
Maybe.
Ross?
Maybe.
Yeah.
What side are you on, Jack?
Jack knows the deal. He knows the deal.
Yeah, we know the deal too. We just ain't sticking to it.
I would probably give you $100 million apiece. Would that be bad? And I would be stuck with $700 million. I'd have to figure out what to do with. 100. Listen to how greedy you are.
Listen
to how greedy.
What?
They gave me the money.
No.
You're asking for me to give you money. And I said $100 million and you scoffed at it. You scoffed at $100 million. You've been on the show 3 years. You want $100 million. I think that is an incredible offer.
I think this is very wild because who owns this?
Are you out of your mind? It's the Jim Colbert Show.
Yeah, but does Jim Colbert own the Jim Colbert Show?
AF.
No,
AF.
He owns the name.
I own everything.
You know what? I'll see you in hypothetical court.
Let me tell you what. I'm going to hire my personal injury attorney and have him argue this maybe.
Treadley!
All right, 407-916-1041. You can text us. Jack's just coughing at the thought.
I'll take $100 million.
That he's only going to get $100 million. Like, Jack's the smartest guy in the room.
I'll take it.
Would you take $100 million, Deborah?
I'm thinking about it.
No. $100 million?
Yeah. 124 would be better.
Oh, my God. For what?
The hell, 24?
Taxes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Deb wants the net a hundo.
Yeah.
She wants the net $100 million.
Of course.
Whatever.
It would be fair.
I'm not even working with $1 billion. After taxes? After taxes, I went like $600 million? Come on.
I want my payment in gold bars.
407-916-1041. Load them up for trivia. We'll do that next.
Oh, no.
$500 million.
Real radio is the news junkie.
You know who never gets any credit at all? The second responders.
The second responders are useless.
The second responders do really good work, and nobody ever talks about the second responders.
What makes them a second responder?
They're not first.
The News Junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
This is Super Bowl champion Alfred Williams. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz.
Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are once again headed to the Super Bowl. Oh, there was some officiating controversy, but in the end, Mahomes just played better than Burrow. He was on one leg, down 2-3 receivers, no run game, still came out on top. Mahomes isn't the GOAT yet, but at age 27, plenty of time to keep chasing Brady, and he's getting closer. I'm Colin Cowherd.
Stunning design, unmatched intelligence, and a compact, ready-for-anything build. Sometimes exceptional is the rule. The Mercedes-Benz GLA, member of the unrivaled SUV family. Learn more at MBUSA.com.
Man, oh man, 2023 is here. Is LASIK surgery one of your New Year's resolutions? Well, if it's not, you may want to hit reverse and back up and make it one because it is a game-changing, life-changing experience. All you have to do is schedule that consultation with the leader in vision correction surgery, the Filatowski Eye Institute, and they tell you exactly what they can do for you. Just text 1041 to 868686 and schedule that appointment now. State-of-the-art tech, they've got it. Their surgeons, tons of experience, over 65,000 LASIK procedures. 2 of those, my son and my father-in-law, changed their life virtually overnight. Can't even begin to tell you what a difference in their lives happened courtesy of Dr. Filatowski over at the Filatowski Eye Institute. Again, just text 1041 to 868686.
Here's the reality. The cost to repair termite damage could be in the thousands. Even worse, most homeowners' insurance won't cover the damage. But Massey Services does, with an unlimited termite retreatment and repair guarantee that covers the structure and the contents of your home. Massey provides a free termite inspection and creates a customized treatment plan. Then, they inspect every year to ensure you're protected. For peace of mind protection, call Massey Services, where you can always expect more and get it.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Josh, quote, After walking around my whole life being a mouth breather, I was excited to try Navage. I read the directions carefully, pressed the button, and oh my gosh, what a sensation. So much mucus, so much crud, but oh sweet, merciful air, I can finally breathe you through my nose. Never have I ever taken such an amazing breath in my life. This is a life changer, unquote. He's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Here's a Valentine's reminder from International Diamond Center. It's not just the thought that counts, it's the effort too. So let IDC turn your Valentine's Day gift into a grand romantic gesture with our ultimate Valentine's Day package. Right now, when you spend $99 or more on jewelry at IDC, we'll give you some gorgeous long stem roses, a box of delicious chocolates, and a gift card towards dinner at Vito's Chop House or Fishbones. It's just one stop at IDC, and you create a total romantic experience. You simply choose which ring, pair of earrings or bracelet or sparkling pendant best matches your special someone, and we take care of the rest. And as always, we guarantee the best value price with no commission salespeople. The ultimate Valentine's Day package. Jewelry, flowers, dinner, and candy from IDC. And it's yours just for spending $99 or more on some nice jewelry she'll love. Sure does make it look like she's worth the extra effort, and that's the thought that really counts. Hurry in now because packages are limited. International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations. Directions and more at shopidc.com.
You know what they say, new year, new you. Lean into that freshness with Pollo Tropical and start the year on the right note with our all-new churrasco steak bowl. It's a refreshing combination of crisp lettuce topped with our Fiesta bean mix, tomatoes, cheese, and avocado slices. We finish it off with our perfectly grilled churrasco steak and our homemade chimichurri. Can you hear that? The churrasco steak bowl. It's as fresh as it sounds, only at Pollo Tropical.
All the radio stations you love, every playlist to match your mood, the podcasts that everyone's talking about. If it's on the iHeartRadio app, it's free. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
iHeartRadio. It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity during tax season because so much sensitive info is all together.
Before we start the annual meeting of Sean's personal info, has anyone seen Social Security number?
Not me.
Nuh-uh. Oh no, he's been stolen.
LifeLock by Norton makes it easy to help protect yourself. If you become a victim, we'll work to fix it. No one can monitor all transactions, but you can save up to 25% off your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
Car crash? Call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Obviously, this is why YouTube was created. Obviously, at Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Speaking of Meshy, when Jack says bonus, man, what is that movie called where he goes, you got a pretty mouth? I don't know, but when Jack says, but that's not the keyword, people, what is the keyword?
All right, 407-916-1041, text us 77031. What you just heard was a talkback, a disturbing one, but a talkback nonetheless. You can do that as well. Just go over to the the iHeartRadio app, find Real Radio. You'll see a little microphone right there. Send it on down the line. We'll edit it up and send it out on the air for you.
And what Buffalo Larry was talking about was not a keyword that has been in our show. The current keyword is cash, as Jimmy mentioned, but that was interesting.
Yeah, sure. Welcome back on, Jim. Deb is here. So
is it deliverance?
Yes.
Yeah, sure got a pretty mouth.
It's deliverance.
It's ironic because he has deliverance vibes.
Yeah.
You know, like he's one of them.
All right, what's in the sauce jar, buddy?
All aboard!
Chugga, chugga.
Choo choo!
Clickety clack, clickety clack.
Oh man, that second clickety clack. I got a pair of tickets to see Nikki Glazer, the Good Girl Tour, Friday, February 4th. That's this Friday. My God, Sayonara January. That's, of course, going down at Hard Rock Live, one of the premier Central Florida venues, and that is your Sauce Jar, which is always brought to you by
Cento Family Moving and Storage. Go local. Support a family-owned and operated Orlando moving and storage company. Just don't make sure you don't forget to mention the Jim Colbert Show, because that will get you a discount. So book them today at centomoving.com. That's CENTO moving.com. Like that clickety-clack switch up. Back to you.
Thank you, Deb. I appreciate that. Ross, who goes first today?
Let's welcome on line 3, Michelle.
Hi, Michelle. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing great. Would you like to play a little game with us?
Of course.
All right, let's do it then.
Game show.
All right, Michelle, this is a very easy game. Got a question here for you. 4 answers. One of them is a lie. If you can find the lie, I will send you to the Sauce Jar and off to see Nikki Glazer, the great comedian Nikki Glazer. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. On this day in 1974, actor extraordinaire, he's British, starred in an all-timer black comedy. Not black in the sense like color black, but, like a dark comedy.
Yeah, that's what people usually call him.
Okay. Just want to make sure everybody knows from the conversation earlier. He's Batman.
Robert Pattinson?
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale is the answer.
Oh.
Christian Bale born on this day. Here are 3 fun facts about Christian and 1 lie that needs a mechanic. Number 1, his mother was a circus dancer. Number 2, he only has 50% hearing in his left ear. Number 3, he lost the tip of a finger from a motorcycle racing crash. Or lastly, he's an avid gamer and says Super Mario Brothers is his all-time favorite game. Which of those is a lie?
1.
No, 1's absolutely true. His mom.
Sorry.
Man.
His mom was a circus dancer, if you can imagine that.
This week's off to a bad start.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
agree with that
if you get
100%.
past this next one, the Puzzle Master grabs the dub.
All right, let's see what's up.
Let's welcome Grant.
Grant, there at the bottom. Grant, how are you?
Good. Squeal like a pig.
All right. I'm not going to do that for you, okay?
All right.
All right, very good. We'll just
I'm
have to...
saying number 3.
Oh, well, you just let me read the damn things over again. You guys coming in hot. All right, we're talking about Christian Bale. Number 1, he only has 50% hearing in his left ear. Number 2, he lost the tip of a finger from a motorcycle racing crash. Or lastly, he's an avid gamer that says Super Mario Brothers is his all-time favorite.
I'm going number 3.
You lost. See, it's not number 3.
Oh.
That's absolutely true. He is an avid gamer, and Super Mario Brothers is his all-time fave. Ross?
Let's welcome Scott.
Scott right there on line 2. Scott, how are you?
You got the dub.
I'm great, Jim. How are you?
Buddy, I'm great. You got a 50-50 shot here going to see Nikki Glazer. We're talking about Christian Bale. Which one of these is untrue? Number 1, he only has 50% hearing in his left ear. Or lastly, he lost the tip of a finger from a motorcycle racing crash.
I'm going to go with lost the tip of his finger.
No, that's absolutely true.
Oh.
Oh, can you smell it?
Yeah.
What is that? It smells like somebody's cooking. Adam, how you doing?
That could not have worked out better.
That was called karma.
What do you mean karma? I didn't lose anything.
He didn't.
No,
Adam
he didn't.
He goes,
I'm about to take these pair of tickets to Nikki Glazer.
you guys see that?
We need a
Smells
caller
like
to win this prize. How crazy is that? That people. Here's what it is. I'm so bad at this game that people think there's no way that if I make it here, that the first 2 or 3 people are going to get it. It's not even worth doing it.
I think Adam was confused when you did your whole "Can you smell what the Jim is cooking" routine. That he
it's a
got
classic, Jack.
confused that it was over and he just hung up.
That everybody calls it once. Ada, how are you?
I'm good.
All right, Ada, tell me if this is true or not. We're talking about Christian Bale. He only has 50% hearing in his left ear.
It's true.
No, it's not.
No.
Say it's a lie. Say it.
Oh, God, Ada.
Don't hang up, Ada.
Just make that sound again for me.
What was that?
Make that sound again for me.
Was that
Yeah, okay, very good. 8 is on hold. She's a winner. She goes to city.
She's trying to order pizza.
A couple other things you may not know about Christian Bale. His full name is Christian Charles Philip Bale. So somebody was a big fan of The Crown.
Damn.
Let's see. His wife was Winona Ryder's personal assistant. So it was Winona Ryder's personal assistant, and Winona Ryder introduced them and played Cupid for his marriage. He stopped eating red meat at the age of 7 after reading the book Charlotte's Web.
Oh, man.
And then lastly, he holds the Guinness World Record for...
Looks.
Oh, that's funny. You think he's good looking?
Yeah.
You think? No, for the most weight gained and lost for a movie role.
Ew.
How much weight did he gain, or excuse me, how much weight did he lose for the role of the machinist?
The machinist, yeah, he was emaciated in that. Ugh.
How many pounds did he lose?
I'll say he lost 70 pounds.
I was going to go with 75.
65.
64 is the answer.
Whoa.
Deb gets a ding.
No, I get a dong.
That wasn't on the money.
Not on the money.
Well,
You're one off.
All right, fine.
You get a full ding, not an abbreviated
Hey,
ding.
that was
like
a full ding.
It was still over before I even knew it happened.
How much did he gain for Batman? You got to remember, muscle weighs twice as much as fat, and he got yoked for that.
Yeah, I'm not buying. I'm not falling into your trap. 40 pounds.
Well, how much did he weigh, or how much
did he gain for the role Batman?
52.
60.
70 pounds, guys.
Wow.
70 pounds.
Aren't I jacked, Rachel? Rachel, pass the mashed potatoes.
What's coming up for thoughts?
So I really wanted to talk about something else. I'm going to move that to tomorrow. But halfway through today's show, my wife texted me and said, "Hey,
it's over."
No. She texted me and said, like, "Hey, are you okay?" I said,
Are you
"Yeah."
okay? I ask you that all the time.
I said, "No,
You do. That's sweet.
I'm fine." Well, what's going on? She goes, "Well, last night when you were sleeping, you were sleep talking."
Oh, no.
And then she texted me what I was saying.
You're writing another romantic song.
It is real bad.
Really?
It is awful. Words that I don't even say.
I could not even imagine.
And it's honestly, I'm looking at like the text of what I said, and I'm like, am I okay?
Am I okay?
I think I'm happy.
We'll find out what Ross said in his sleep right after this.
Damn.
The good news? You can watch us too. Like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Real Radio 1041. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality for Valentine's Day and the lowest prices.
Trouble on OBT. Officials on scene of a crash at a shutdown north and southbound travel at Carroll Street. Consider John Young Parkway for an alternate. We're still looking at stop-and-go traffic westbound on I-4 between World Drive and 429, as well as eastbound between U.S. Highway 27 and Osceola Polk Line Road. Southbound travel on the Turnpike still a steady ride between 417 and U.S. 192. See traffic problems? Call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center. I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Save on appliances and more at the Truckload event at Lowe's. Get an additional 10% off all in-store clearance appliances and take home what you buy same day. Shop the Truckload event today. Exclusions apply while supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for details. Valid 1/5 to 2/8.
Hey guys, Jim here for my friends over at Solar Bear. Last year in Orlando, 3 different utility rate hikes. And man, they're thinking about doing another one. But the cool thing is you don't have to go along with those rate increases because now's the time to go solar with Solar Bear. These guys are the #1 solar installer in the state of Florida. They can help eliminate your power bill in 2023. Plus, they're the highest rated and reviewed solar company in the state. And they're locally owned and operated. That means no subcontractors. All you have to do, it's easy. Just simply visit solarbear.com today and get that free estimate. And check it out. If you do that right now, 0 down, 0% interest, and no payments for 12 months with credit approval. Say goodbye to your electric bill, but say hi to Solar Bear. Solarbear.com.
Real Radio is trying to help you start your 2023 off just right. Stay tuned for our Grand in Your Hand contest. Over $400,000 up for grabs, $1,000 at a time. This contest brought to you locally by Mills Air.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Look around you. There's history being made. Has been. Will be. Just something about those blue skies, high banks, and high speed, all coming together in one perfect race. And it'll be here sooner than you think. The Daytona 500 at Daytona International Speedway, February 19th, 2023. Get your tickets now at DayTona500.com.
Rent is due and money is tight. You could A, pay a huge late fee, or B, get an Amscot cash advance and avoid it. Amscot, up to $500 fast. No credit check. Some restrictions apply, subject to approval. Amscot.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else. And we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. From your cell, dial pound 250 and say keyword great results. That's pound 250 and say great results.
Is that a horse?
Actually, it's a wild stallion. Since Navy Federal Credit Union's Platinum Card made it easier to tame our holiday debt, I wanted to see if I could tame something else.
Uh-huh.
Help me saddle up. I need to pick the kids up from school.
With a low intro APR on balance transfers, the Platinum Credit Card lets you take control of your debt. Learn more at NavyFederal.org/Platinum offer. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Preventive maintenance on all brands, and that saves you money and can detect an upcoming breakdown. Visit millsair.com.
You know what they say, new year, new you. Lean into that freshness with Pollo Tropical and start the year on the right note with our all-new Churrasco Steak Bowl. It's a refreshing combination of crisp lettuce topped with our Fiesta bean mix, tomatoes, cheese, and avocado slices. We finish it off with our perfectly grilled churrasco steak and our homemade chimichurri. Can you hear that? The Churrasco Steak Bowl. It's as fresh as it sounds, only at Pollo Tropical.
In St. Pete Clearwater, the fun extends beyond the beach because here the arts are alive, the food is al fresco, and the nightlife is electric. So let's wander from Shoreline to Central Avenue. Let's explore captivating collections of the Dolly Museum and bask in bay views from the St. Pete Pier. Let's fill up on fresh-caught cuisine and catch up over crisp craft beer on rooftop patios. Day or night, let's shine. Plan your escape at visitstpeteclearwater.com.
Florida residents get in for only $16.50 now through the end of January at Gatorland.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. You're listening to WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, BILLS. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
If you don't know what web goals are, consider yourself lucky. If you feel like helping out, go to JimColbertLive.com and look at stuff.
Hey guys, this is for Jimmy. Jimmy, been listening to you since you were on the Monsters, and you're a great guy. I saw you on an event one time, and you had on shorts. And by God, have I never seen more beautiful calves in my life.
Thank you.
I'll see you again, sport, and just keep wearing shorts, man.
I like it, buddy. Thank you.
Because you're blessing the world with
Thank
those
you, man.
things.
Appreciate it, buddy. I love being called sport.
He'll call you that when he's tapping on the top of the head. Hey, sport.
Yeah, right, exactly. That's a favorite term of groomers.
Good job, sport.
You know, got yourself a nice little ass there, sport.
It's better than squirt, though, right?
Yeah, that's different. Yeah, that's
yeah.
Squirt is younger than sport. Sport's like 8 to 11.
Well, of course,
Squirt's younger.
Of course, squirt is younger than sport.
The youngest, maybe.
It's the youngest. Dare I say, so young, not even alive.
All right, 407-916-1041.
Depends on who you ask. And what state you live in.
It's a room divider.
Sure, he's still out. All right, welcome back. I am Jim. Your 6 o'clock keyword is Bills, BILLS. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your shot at $1,000. Your 6 o'clock keyword is Bills, guys. Good luck.
Please don't take us back 2 hours.
No, we don't need that.
Please don't do that.
Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb and Jack are here as well. Let's get
It's
some Ross
not
thoughts.
bonus.
It's weird.
Let's get it.
It's funny.
I'll find out.
Sometimes. It's Ross. Spelled like sauce.
All right,
Jack's
homie.
with me.
It's Ross.
What you got, homie?
Uh-oh, what?
Jack is always with me. I don't
This
know.
worries me.
I know. That's why I said it, because I knew you'd be scared. Jack's might not be with me. I have been, this past weekend, it was just straight, 48 hours of, go, 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 go. In fact, I think, Wednesday last week, I've been just on a roll.
Been hitting it.
Been doing a lot of comedy, been working a lot, been running a lot, just really exerting myself. So, to my surprise, though, I really, before I read this text conversation that I had with my wife, I also need to let our listeners know what I originally planned on talking about. I was driving to Jacksonville. And I'm in the left lane. Don't want to brag, but your boy was kissing 80.
Nice.
Whoa.
I know.
Nice tailwind.
The problem is with my car going 80 is that it doesn't like it.
Yeah.
It just starts rattling.
Fights back.
I'm going, I'm on a space shuttle Dragon SpaceX launch.
Still.
It's like you're constantly coming back into the atmosphere.
It's terrifying.
So proud of you.
And then my steering wheel, too. My car is so old, my steering wheel is missing a chunk out of it. So I just hold on to raw steering wheel iron, and I go 80 miles an hour. And as I'm going 80, I'm in the left lane. I look at my left, right in the median. I swear to God, I see a severed foot. I promise you, that is what I saw. Still to this day, I'm a little shook by it. This happened yesterday.
A severed foot.
I swear, it might have been a prop. I don't know if it was a toy, but this thing was mid-shin down, dirty-ass corpse foot.
Gnarly.
And I
gnarly.
know.
What mile marker were you at? Do you remember where you were?
That's the thing, dude. I'm a GPS guy. I have no idea.
You don't know how far into the trip you were.
I don't even remember what road I was on. So now it really sounds like I'm lying. And that's why I didn't really want to bring it up. But what do you do when you see a severed foot?
Remember where it is. So maybe you can call somebody and say, hey, I don't know if you noticed this. I could have seen a human foot that was cut off at the shin in the middle of the road.
I just told you I was going 80, though.
In that car, he was just holding on for his dear life.
Yeah.
He was holding onto the car to keep it together in one piece.
So he wouldn't be that severed foot.
I've had to glue parts of this thing. I don't want to brag, but it's Gorilla Glue. So I splashed some cash on my vehicle.
So was there blood on the corpse foot?
So I only saw the bottom of the foot facing me.
Oh.
And it was dirty as hell.
All right. And it was not attached to anyone.
It was not attached to anyone. It was just a foot,
This
dude.
was at night?
So,
This was at night.
It sounds like a sneaker. Was it?
No shoe.
Oh, no shoe. It was
No
a
shoe.
bare foot.
Raw foot.
You could see the toes.
I could see toes, and I could see dirty-ass bottom of a dead guy foot. Or woman.
In the center median.
It was like...
in the emergency lane?
You had to have been on 95, right?
I think so. I took 95. I Googled it this morning, being like, I wonder if anybody else saw the severed foot. No, I'm not. I think I was on 95. But isn't 95 massive?
Yeah, massive. It's the road that goes all the way up to East Coast.
So
was
to
it
my
I-4?
Yeah, I don't think it was I-4. I'm pretty sure it was 95. And then I Googled I-95 severed foot, and guess what? There's a lot of severed limbs on this massive highway. A lot of news stories. Now, with that said, that's what I wanted to talk about, all of Ross thoughts, but that's not what we're getting to.
Okay.
With that said, I get a bunch of text messages going, hey, from my wife, I'll read the transcripts like we're in court. Wife, I meant to tell you that you were talking in your sleep last night, all caps, hard. I'm immediately terrified.
Oh yeah, because
who knows?
Yeah, and
I don't know.
And she's already in all caps.
She's
already yelling.
I didn't earn all caps.
And the fact that she's bringing it up means it was significant.
And you could tell that I'm scared because I respond, was it bad, good, really bad, or really good? My wife responds, I just remembered you saying, and I am so embarrassed by this. I can't say these words on air. Use your imagination.
Oh, my.
I just remembered you saying, OF, OF, C-bomb, 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 OF. And then she says, so sexy dream maybe? I respond all caps, oh my God. She then says, but then you said something else that made it seem like you were scared. I said, that is bad.
What did you say that was scary?
No, no, no. Stay away. OF. C-bomb. C-bomb. I don't even like saying the C word, dude.
Is it the C word I'm thinking?
Yes.
Did you watch a Guy Ritchie movie last night?
I don't know. I then say, get away. And then she said, but maybe a sexy dream about another girl and you felt guilty.
Oh, man.
Go with that. Go with that. Go with that.
She's pushing this narrative that you were somebody else, though. You were dream banging.
Yeah, I'm not dream banging.
You're dream cheating again.
No, no.
You're a dream cheater.
I responded back, I was going to talk about a severed foot today, but nah. This is what we're doing for thoughts. She responded, ha, ha, ha. Lots of talking, but your mouth was open, so you weren't whispering the words, but you were trying to say a bunch of yas. So I was going, yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Hey, were you
dream cheating.
Were you in a certain state?
Yeah.
Yeah, how'd you wake up?
I was sleeping.
Could you turn
C-bomb?
Could you turn over?
That's the thing, man.
Was the kickstand up?
No kickstand. I couldn't tell you. That's every morning, though, for me. I'm not
really?
gonna lie.
You're a kickstand guy?
I'm a kickstand guy.
He's young.
That's what my body gives me for breakfast.
You're a tent maker?
Yeah.
Good for you.
And that's props to me, too, because I got a thick comforter. Yeah. So it's like
that's work.
This thing's like a pull-up. I asked her, I said, was it this morning? Because I did not have a dream.
Bro, she's fishing.
She said, I couldn't go back to sleep because every time I was almost asleep, your ass would say something again. It was around 5 a.m. You kept saying around at 5 a.m. OF, OF, C-bomb, C-bomb,
I think that's when you dream the most vividly, right? Is right before you wake up.
REM sleep starts, I think, it's at about 3 a.m.
Yeah.
I texted her. I said, maybe I was thinking about the severed foot because I'm trying to get out of this situation right now.
Because you don't even know what got you in it.
I have no idea.
You have no idea why you're yelling the C word into the nether.
I don't like the C word.
Yeah, it's a terrible word.
Yeah.
But very powerful.
It goes hard.
Yeah,
It's so weird that it's like borderline socially accepted over in England.
Yeah, no. What do you mean borderline?
It is.
It's a conjunction over there.
Yeah. How did that happen? Why did that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Cultures are weird.
I think maybe they're just, less sensitive.
So I think there's a chance that I banged a severed foot in my dream last night. That's what I'm trying to get at. And listen, guys, don't be surprised. You knew I was going to say that today.
No.
I don't think no one had money on that pop.
No. I will walk in and my wife will be like, how was the show today? I mean, I don't know. Ross thought this was pretty good. It was kind of weird, though. And she would go, oh, is it the one about banging a severed foot? I'd be like, oh, that obvious? Come on, Jimmy. It's the 30th.
Now I'm thinking, what am I into? Am I okay?
Yeah, and you just told us another story just last week about another crazy party you were out at where people were doing stuff on,
Yeah, naked woman on the center island.
Dude. I mean, what is your life like outside of the building here?
I don't know, but I want to.
I thought you were a really good, just down to earth husband kind of guy. And it turns out you're a stone cold severed foot weirdo.
I'm not a severed foot weirdo. Take that back.
I'm not taking it back. You're the one having sex dreams about a severed foot. I'm not.
Yeah, seriously, dude.
I'm
That's
not
weird.
saying. I'm not saying that's.
C-bomb. C-bomb.
Did I call a severed foot a C-bomb in my dream?
You don't even know it's a woman.
Yeah, I don't.
And what was that? Was when someone came at him with this severed foot. Was when he went, no, stay away.
So there's a chance that there was a naked woman holding a severed foot that I was attracted to.
Oh man!
But the foot thing was like, stay away.
Ray is probably going to have something to say about this.
Yeah.
What, the fact that he follows it?
Yeah, he's listening to this as his lead-in right now.
Yeah, we have a distinguished elite lawyer always after Ross Thoughts on Mondays.
Yeah.
And part of me feels a little bad.
Part of you? What part? Kickstand?
Don't.
One of my feet.
So let me ask you. So does she think something squirrely about this dream? She seems to be asking a lot of questions about it.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole, this text conversation that we had, and I didn't even tell her I was going to share our text, but there should have been more laugh out louds and more ha ha ha.
Right, in other words, but she was like, it was more investigatory.
Yeah, I need some more exclamation points.
Right. Oh my God, it's so cute.
Yeah, because exclamation points in texting, real weird.
She's going to say, I'm going to come home and give you, and then she does air quotes severed foot.
Yeah, I don't want any. Okay. I'm not even a foot guy.
Yeah, I'm not either.
I've sucked a toe once.
Oh, why not? And if it's severed, it's so much easier to get in your mouth.
And don't think that's disgusting.
It's not.
I'm not a foot guy.
She likes it.
I've big toed once.
Trust me, Deb wants somebody to lay a tongue on them toes. Everybody knows.
And I've got something better.
You have a third foot?
Oh my God, she does now.
Okay, those are your Ross thoughts. I don't like severed feet, or maybe I do.
All right,
I'll write it in my dream journal tonight. I'm out. Peace.
That's God Almighty. That would be an interesting find. Hey, I found Daddy's journal.
Oh, don't read it, honey.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Our buddy Ray Trenley from TK Law is up next.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7. It's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by Gringos Locos and SecuredRoofingAndRestoration.com. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Mike, and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
An earlier crash has been cleared. Still some slow traffic, though, heading south on 417 between Dowden Road and Moss Park Road. OBT is shut down north and southbound from an accident at Carroll Street. Consider John Young Parkway for your alternate. Westbound travel on I-4 still a stop-and-go ride between World Drive and 429. Southbound travel on the Turnpike slow, approaching US 192. See traffic problems? Call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center. I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by Daytona Beach.
Ocean breeze, tropical beach. An air freshener can make your car smell like paradise. A drive to Daytona Beach will actually get you there. Beach on. Plan your trip today at DaytonaBeach.com.
Let's get you a new bathroom, man, courtesy of Rebath in Mid-Florida. These guys can do it for you in no time at all, and you will love it because the bathrooms are absolutely beautiful. They're sturdy as well because these products are unbelievable. Natural stone, travertine, marble, all those beautiful shapes and colors. You're going to love it so much. And the great thing about Rebath is they have an in-house design team. If you're like me at all, you're like, man, there's no way I could come up with a cool design. It would be like a prison bathroom. It'd be like toilet, sink, shower. That's it. You don't need anything else. These guys at Rebath know how to take these products and really make these beautiful bathrooms, blending these products together to make it look so amazing, really enhancing your home, the way it feels, the way it looks. And of course, now you don't have to be embarrassed. You can have those wonderful family events back at your house. How do you start this relationship, you may ask? It's easy. Go to the showroom, 436 up in Altamont, right across from Kobe. That's where you can actually see some of these products and then start getting ideas of what you can tell the design team you want. They start putting them together. Next thing you know, you have the bathroom right in front of you. They install it in 4 to 6 days. They give you a lifetime guarantee on the products in the install, and off you go with a brand new bathroom that you're going to love for years. Hop on board at rebathmidfla.com. Look at those before and afters, man. picture that in your home. They can do it for you. It's rebathmidfla.com.
Divorce? Call Trenley and Kramer. TK Law. OneFirmForLife.com.
Anybody can win at Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Tampa. One jackpot is paid out every minute on the hottest slot machines and table games. With over $2 billion in jackpots paid out in the last year, you could be the next lucky winner. Seminole Hard Rock Tampa has over 800 rooms and suites, a luxurious rock spa and salon, award-winning restaurants, and an exciting comedy and concert lineup, including pool parties with world-renowned artists. With a variety of gaming, dining, and entertainment options, anybody can win at Seminole Hard Rock Tampa.
Baby boomers and retirees, stop losing your retirement. The IRS will take substantial dollars from your retirement savings unless you take control of your retirement dollars. You can gain retirement tax protection from national talk show wealth strategist and best-selling author Chuck Oliver of The Hidden Wealth Solution. He'll give you a head start to be retirement tax and recession smart. Learn solutions with a track record of measurable results to save thousands in unnecessary taxes and gain retirement recession protection. Visit retirementprotected.com.
Ever wonder how much pepperoni is too much? Ha, me neither. But if there is a limit, Marco's Pepperoni Magnifico pushes it. It's loaded with classic and crispy old world pepperoni, those 3 fresh melty signature cheeses, and savory Parmesan seasoning. Right now, a large is just $9.99. So I'm gonna push my limit on how much pizza I can eat in one sitting. Marco's. Pizza lovers, get it. Limited time only. Participation may vary. Additional restrictions may apply while supplies last.
In St. Pete Clearwater, every day is a great escape. With 35 miles of white sand, there's no better place to get away. So let's explore the secluded beaches of Fort DeSoto or paddle our way around Honeymoon Island. Let's kick back, kayak, and catch crimson sunsets. Let's trade busy schedules for laid-back vibes. Let's make today and tomorrow a beach day. Let's shine. Plan your escape at visitstpeteclearwater.com.
When storms hit, we're here for you. With new grid technology that can reroute power to avoid outages and better communication to keep you in the know. And as we transition to a cleaner energy future, we'll still be here for you, keeping your costs down even as we work to expand renewables and explore new energy sources. We're Duke Energy, and we're building a smarter energy future for you. Paid for by Duke Energy shareholders.
Managing healthcare for yourself, your kids, your aging parents, it's a lot to keep track of everything. Now you have help. Welcome to Village Medical, a whole new kind of primary care that's a lot more caring. Here, your doctor really gets to know your family's needs and coordinates all their visits, labs, even prescriptions. Plus, you can make same-day appointments or schedule video or at-home visits, all covered by most insurance. It sounds different because it is different. Go to villagemedical.com and become a patient today.
Only iHeartRadio gives you access to all.
iHeartRadio.
Access to all of your favorite radio stations.
It's Ryan Seacrest. I go by the name of Charlamagne the God.
Hi, I'm Ellen Kay.
Bobby Bones here. Hola, soy Enrique Santos.
Access to all of the best free curated playlists.
My favorite music. The best songs.
A little bit of everything.
Access to all of the great podcasts for every interest.
The Stuff You Should Know podcast.
The Daily Show podcast.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. And best of all, it doesn't cost a thing. Download the absolutely free iHeartRadio app now.
This hour of programming brought to you in part by FAS Windows and Doors.
There's only one place to watch this nonsense. At Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Thanks again for tuning in on this beautiful Monday. We appreciate that very much. Hope you had a really good start of your week out there.
Nice and warm.
That's right. And it's getting warmer.
Yep.
Bills is your 6 o'clock keyword, BILLS. Again, just go to realradio.fm and send that off for your chance at $1,000. That easy. I am Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. And every Monday, we invite our good friend Ray Trenley from TK Law.
Yay!
OneFirmForLife.com. Of course, he can take good care of a number of things in the world for you. He's handled a number of things for me legally. And actually, looking at my dog case right now. And I was talking to the guys about the case, Ray. By the way, welcome to the show, buddy.
Thanks.
Good to see you.
I actually come for Ross's, oh, yeah. That's what pumps me up every day.
Yeah, everybody.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome. Thank you, bud.
So it's an interesting thing, and I know a lot of people get caught up in this when you're dealing with a small business.
Sure.
Here we are. We have a dog that got injured. Obviously, was injured during a grooming session, and no question that happened. Without question, she went in with no hemorrhage in her eye, came out with a bad eye.
Those timestamps in those photos are everything.
Yeah, timestamps from the photos we have. We have all the evidence, everything like that. Here's the problem. Here's where it gets real interesting. So what do you do now? So you hire an attorney to ask them for the video. When you hire an attorney, you got to pay a retainer. Could be anything from $1,500 to $2,500 or whatever.
Right.
They send the letter over to get the videotape. Now you've paid your retainer. That money does not come back. There's no refund. That's not how that works in the law business. And then they go, well, we don't have the videotape. They make you go through that process to request it formally to tell you that the videotape doesn't exist anymore. There's been no videotape or whatever the case may be. So now it's cost me, $1,500, $2,500 to make a request for something that's not there. I'm out that money and I've got no resolve.
Well, and in your particular case, you went to a very qualified, intelligent attorney who made sure to protect those rights, because even if the video has been deleted or destroyed or saved over any other number of circumstances, we would then have a statutory cause of action for spoliation or destruction of evidence.
Right.
And so,
But it makes you make these decisions that are bigger than you would just go, give me the videotape so I can see if you guys screwed it up. And then you can pay my vet bill. And then you can refund me for the grooming you did. And we can move on. And you can move on. But they're so terrified, I guess, somebody's out there to ruin everything. We would have already done that online.
Yeah.
I'm perfectly within my realm of going online and just ragging them as much as I want.
Sure.
To no problem whatsoever. There's nothing they could do whatsoever. But
keep it to the facts, and there's
that's right.
nothing you can do.
But I'm not that guy. I wanted to handle this as a gentleman and let these guys defend themselves. And immediately they went into this gear. So I'm still tempted. But in that same sense, I'm also very frugal.
Well, and here's what I'll add to that is, I spent 8 hours in a deposition today for a client who is on the opposite side of this. They're being sued, and in this case, I don't want to talk too much about the exact facts, but I don't see how they're going to prevail.
Really?
And this is one of those ones where I now have the pieces of the puzzle complete, where there's a few things that we got to tie up, but I don't know why they're initiating this lawsuit. And I just got a very frank number from them on how much money they've spent, and it's almost double what I've spent in attorney's fees.
Wow.
And I'll just say this: you could buy a house with it.
Wow, really?
And I'm not sure what the outcome is going to be from this case, but it makes no sense. And so I say that to say this: there are those cases that are frivolous in nature, where you've not done anything wrong. You did everything. You are honest. And sometimes you get sued. And you have to defend those cases. And those are the hardest cases for me, because you're defending for something that you've never done wrong.
Right.
And then there's these cases where there's meat to the facts, right? And again, if it wasn't for the timestamps and the photos, which were just coincidentally taken, this would be one of those cases where go 50-50 on it.
Right, yeah.
But there are meat on these bones, and there's a valid cause of action. And if I was the other side on this one, I would be scared, right? Because you're right. It's one thing to have a lawsuit and spend the money and do all those things, but it's quite another to then have your business on the public record, being attacked with facts.
Right, yeah. And that's a problem. And obviously that's a they don't want to deal with that either.
Sure.
But you have to ask yourself, my puppy is perfectly fine now. Her eye's okay. Fortunately okay, right? She did have some swelling in her neck and a little cough or something. We haven't had that as much as lately either. So you feel blessed just to get out of it with your dog, whom we love dearly, with good health. But in that same sense, you would really like to be able to, because I know one of the other things is you file a lawsuit, I can say whatever the hell I want, because it's an active lawsuit. We are currently suing these people.
There's a litigation
for this.
privilege.
There's a litigation privilege. I can say whatever I want at that point, and that is the only thing that I would think would have the value that I would literally spend that money and go, here you go, send them a letter, file the lawsuit, and then just let me go and just tell everybody exactly what happened, first and last names, all the fun stuff everybody wants to hear already.
Sure. Well, and I think it was actually a Monday night when all this kind of happened. We were talking about it. And I had my associate immediately start doing research. And here's the reality. is there are other cases with similar facts to your case that have made it to appellate courts, and in those cases the dogs didn't make it.
Oh yeah.
And so these things do happen.
Yes.
And people, whether they're groomers or veterinarians or whatever, they're in the realm of dealing with animals. They need to take the appropriate care and caution to make sure these things do not happen. And again, we've already talked about it. I don't want to beat a dead horse. The way they responded was a canned response, as if this has happened before.
That's the other thing too.
And
is
I think
this
that's
is
where the frustration comes.
Like, yeah, this is response B.
Yeah,
whatever
exactly.
the case may be.
They've had to say this before, and they know exactly when and how to say it, and that's concerning.
All right, 407-916-1041. Talking to our buddy Ray Trindley, One Firm for Life. That's TK Law, right up there in Altamont Springs. That's where the office is. So, interestingly, Lisa Marie Presley passes away, God rest her soul, just a few weeks back. Her mother, Priscilla Presley, still with us in her, I believe, late 70s.
Yeah, sounds right.
Something about like that. And of course, she was the only daughter of Elvis, and she was bequeathed the entire estate of Graceland, which still does quite well for itself, as I remember. Or no, did she sell the rights to that to somebody for a large sum of money?
I think that there's partial ownership,
Yeah.
but I think the ownership interest is still at $50 million.
There you go. Right. So
Yeah.
$50 million. So Lisa Marina, Priscilla is claiming something I've not heard of. She said that this wasn't a valid, something is not a valid from a state from a mistaken signature or something.
Yeah. So there was a trust amendment, and so there's actually, it's really fascinating. Again, we talk about lawyer porn and things that I get really excited about that are really nerdy. So we do estate planning in our office, and what we'll sometimes do, especially for high net worth clients, is we'll set up what we call an AB trust, and all that is to say is that the trust is there. And it has the ability and creates mini trusts. Okay, so just picture like a big shell with little companies underneath it.
Right. Those other trusts could be one for her kids or for somebody else or mom or whatever.
Right, and so they kind of operate independently with this trustee who has the ability to put assets and resources in these little mini trusts, and do it for certain purposes. And we do that for creditor protection and
right, yeah.
To make sure that if something happens like fraud, not everything is lost. And so, but in this trust, what was really interesting is there was a condition in the trust that that not only there were co-trustees, so there are two trustees. Not only did they need to be given actual written notice of the amendment to the trust, but they also had to sign off on it, and they had an obligation to sign off on it. And so there are these signatures that are on the trust amendment, and what they're contesting is, one, they were never given notice, and two, that those signatures do not look like they were true and correct.
Oh, wow.
And so what ends up happening, and I've litigated fraud cases like this in the past, is you end up getting handwriting experts. You get people who are supposed to have witnessed these, signatures, and you end up getting them all involved in testifying. And again, we're not talking about a little bit of money. We're talking about the $50 million is what's left of Graceland, and then there was, I think, $15 million in cash and various assets. So it's a pretty sizable estate.
Yeah, that's a good amount of money.
And what she's saying is that, and I can't remember the person's name, that they created this amendment and basically cut her out of the trust. And so
cut Priscilla out of the trust, or
yeah,
Lisa Marie?
Correct.
Priscilla.
Oh, wow.
And so you're talking about a sizable amount of money. You're talking about someone who may or may not have been easily influenced. And these cases come down to really specific facts. But what will be more interesting, and I couldn't pull the court documents from it, but what will be more interesting is when you get some of those extra collateral sources coming in and testify and saying, we saw this signature, we saw, what happened and when it happened.
Right.
And one of the things I recommend always is that you use an attorney in that process, because the attorney has their own ethical obligation to make sure that everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing. We have to do our own independent investigation, whether it's capacity, undue influence. We got to make sure that they understand what they're doing and how they're doing it.
So real quick, let me stop you there because I want to make sure I got this clear.
Yeah.
So the charge is, or the assumption is that somebody within that trust manipulated Lisa Marie Presley to disallow Priscilla to have access to that money?
Correct.
Okay.
And
she does not believe that happened, because she says, basically what she's saying is, my relationship with my daughter was solid. She would have wanted me to be part of this, blah, 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 blah.
Exactly. And the person who created the trust initially, who was also one of the trustees, was not a part of the process, allegedly. I haven't seen the actual documents, but that's part of the article I read. And so that makes it even more interesting. So they got, I'm just going to say that someone turning off the street to draft this up and throw this together who may not have read the original.
Obviously, when you see those last interviews, you can't say that's it 100%. You don't
Right.
know. I guess she could have just had a really tough workout.
Sure.
Who knows? But it bared all the resemblance of someone who was dealing with an opioid addiction. Those half-closed eyes, the inability to make the lazy mouth talking. I mean,
Right.
we've all seen those people who are just completely strung out on that stuff, and she had a lot of those indicators. So
Yeah.
for her to be malleable in that situation and possibly coerced, you could see that happening easily.
Well, and again, there's potential liability on the attorney for that. It's one of those things where you got to make sure that somebody knows what they're doing when they're doing it. And and those are some of the things that we look for. There's no right or wrong panel of questions to ask, but that's what you're looking for.
It's amazing that something like that could step between somebody and that amount of money, considering the familial,
Relationship, yeah.
the relationship is like it's mother-daughter. And
Right.
for her to have left her own mom out, and all indicators are they had a pretty good relationship, right?
I mean, that's what
Yeah.
the allegations are.
Right,
yeah.
right.
I know that she's been struggling with addiction for a long time. and
Right, yeah,
that
yeah.
again makes people do things that are not normal.
Right. Yeah,
You know?
yeah. Who knows what was said to her behind the scenes or whatever. I don't know anything about this husband of hers.
No.
I don't know anything about this guy. Who knows? I mean, when you're that famous and you have that kind of family lineage, God only knows you probably think everybody's out for you. That
you
can't-
have to.
You can't have a genuine relationship, because everybody's out for something or they want to be part of it or it's not ever really you.
Sure.
But she probably dealt with that her entire life.
Absolutely.
She was also taking weight loss drugs and apparently
the
had
other thing.
lost 40 to 50 pounds in the weeks before her death because she was apparently wanted to look her best at red carpets and award shows celebrating Baz Luhrmann's Elvis movie.
Well, and again, that's there's mental health issues with that too.
Right.
Yeah.
Body dysmorphia and everything else. So, there's a lot of things going on there, and it's really unfortunate. And it'd be interesting to see how the facts pan out.
So how does that mean? So what? So is the onus of proof on Priscilla now because of the verbiage of the estate as it stands?
So the
So she has to prove that what she's saying is wrong. Is right.
There's a presumption that everything is correct, and so you've got to rebut that presumption with facts and evidence. And so again, you get handwriting experts, you get people who are witnesses, because there had to be witnesses, at least 2 witnesses to sign.
Who pays for those? Who pays for all that?
She is.
So she has to foot the bill for all this research, for all this investigatory research, so she can find out what's going on. And then, even then, it could come to nothing.
Right.
And
With the hope that you get something on the back end.
Right. Wow. And it's a weird look, isn't it? Is it a weird look? Because, you would assume that people were like, okay, the estate is what it was. If she didn't want you in it, she didn't want you in it.
Right.
And then now she's coming back. Do we know, is her financial situation okay? Priscilla's?
I didn't see anything about that. I know that
Somebody celebrity net worth Priscilla Presley for me real quick.
I believe that there was something about her net worth being limited to whatever was in the trust.
Priscilla's?
Mhm.
Wow, really? So she was dependent on that estate as well?
I believe that's the primary source of income.
Doesn't that thing make like $8 or $10 million a year or something? Or at one point it did?
I'm just assuming even with simple interest, you're probably making something like that every year.
Yeah. I know that
Not including the income from.
I think she went broke at one point. That was one of the reasons she sold. She sold the part of it she did because she had, quote unquote, really bad at money.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that come from families like that who have endless resources and they just know that when they swipe their card, it works. And then of course now that resource is limited and it's different than it used to be.
It's one of those things that you get offered $1 billion to buy your show, and you should cost.
There's no. That's not a coincidence. That's exactly how much that trust is worth.
Right. That was the. Yeah, that was Graceland.
So her life is riding on this.
That's right. So
wow, man. So that's very interesting. We talk about estate planning all the time. So Priscilla obviously let a lot of time go between her and Lisa because who thinks you need to talk about this at 53 years old? Right? Who thinks you need to talk about your estate planning at 50? What mother believes that they should have to talk to their 50-year-old kid about estate planning, when they're still alive to make sure that everything's in order? And obviously she did not. Now, what do you think her chances are?
It's a hard case. I've litigated cases like this, not over that amount of money, but
would there be a portion? Could it be adjudicated where she would get part of it?
Probably not. It's usually an all or nothing type thing here.
Oh God, dude! Could you imagine?
So the risk reward, is in favor of pushing because it's going to spend a lot of money, but it's not going to spend $50 million.
No.
So the risk reward is probably there. But But yeah, it's going to be a tough case, and it's one of those things that the facts are really going to have to be fleshed out and determine what happens.
Oh, that's insane. I did want to cover this a couple of seconds. I know you said it was only you're just coming out of committee, but
yeah,
here in Florida, for people who are for divorcees, men specifically, Florida has done some big, has had some big changes recently when it comes to visitation, when it comes to child support. I remember a few years back, things changed and visitation became an automatic 50-50. There was no lobbying for that per se.
Right. There's a presumption that equal time sharing is what is best for the children. Yeah.
Absolutely. Which was a game changer for a lot of guys who only saw their kids, 4 times, 5 times a month.
Right.
Because of those limitations, now obviously have real productive relationships with their children, and they're able to actually provide, fathering to their children if they want to do that. They have the ability to do that. But the alimony thing in this state has always been kind of weird as well, because I've heard everything from it's full-time alimony if you're married more than 17 years, it's this amount of, then it's a sliding scale, then it's more. So what's the latest? Because there's something going on with alimony right now, right?
Yeah, so it hasn't even left committee yet in the state, and so it's really interesting. And talk about how weird Florida is, and we're actually ahead of the curve. But all this has happened in the last 30 years, since the 90s. Went from mothers being the sole parent, and then dads getting equal rights in the mid 2000s. So what we're actually seeing is a weird shift in alimony. So if our listeners recall, in the last 10 years, we've had 3 shots at alimony reform. And almost every single one of them has done away with permanent alimony. And every single one of them, by governor veto or not signing it by the governor, has died. And so we're actually seeing another attempt at alimony reform. And what it's going to do, according to what the committee is saying, is they're going to redefine durational alimony to make it truly what it's supposed to be, which is durational. And it's this alternative to permanent alimony. But in years past, they've completely eliminated permanent alimony. And what they're talking about is making permanent alimony actually permanent.
Which means even beyond your retirement. Even when you retire, you will owe that money.
That's correct. Because, most people, when they hear permanent alimony, they think if I retire, if I become disabled, I'm not going to be able to pay alimony. And I get to give them good news, which is if you decide you want to retire and you're at normal retirement age, the good news is that's a change in circumstances and your alimony can be modified or terminated. And what they're talking about is making true permanent alimony, which is something we have not seen. And, it is going to be interesting because I think part of the reason for that is there wasn't enough push in support of the past alimony reform bills. But the other thing is they were citing to an increase in cases where permanent alimony is actually being awarded. And to me, that's just mind blowing.
It is absolutely insane.
It really is.
It really is.
The last permanent alimony case that I had, it was a really good example of why there's permanent alimony. The wife became disabled during the marriage with MS. The husband made a substantial income and had always made a substantial income in support of the family. And the court awarded permanent alimony in the case. And that's kind of like what I would say the prototypical case would be. They're paying all the expenses already.
But that almost seems obvious. Right. But you look at it and go, oh man, she's disabled. He's leaving her. He makes enough money. You see, it's fine. But that's not the normal case of permanent alimony where you get a guy who's been with somebody for 20 years. All of a sudden at 60, they can't make it work anymore. He's at the height of his income, about to retire.
That's right. And I have those cases, and they're really tough cases. And what we saw as a trend in Central Florida was durational alimony for these longer-term or long-term marriage cases, because the way the law is written right now is permanent alimony is only available if no other form of alimony would suffice.
Got it.
And the argument that I would make, and again, this is one of those secrets that I would have, is my client's going to retire in less than 20 years, whatever the number would be. So therefore, permanent alimony does not make sense. Durational alimony makes more sense because my client's going to retire.
So on the sliding scale, as it is right now, you go in, you've been married 10 years or whatever.
Sure.
Is it an algorithm? Like, okay, you've been married 10 years, you make this much, she makes that much. You will pay alimony for, or is it negotiable? You have to pay $500 a month for 2 years or 5 years or whatever the case may be.
It's negotiable. Really what it comes down to is who's the other attorney and who's the judge. You have some judges that are a little bit more pro alimony, some judges are a little bit less. Sometimes it's the facts, right? What is the reason for why you have this need? Is it just a standard of living analysis?
Right, yeah.
Or is it, I want to sit around and go to the tennis club
Right,
and
yeah,
citrus club and
then just
never work.
Right, never work. Is there right now? Is there a date? Is there a time you've been together that is a lifetime alimony scenario?
After 17 years, there's presumed that it's long-term marriage, in which case permanent alimony would pop up.
Wow, I got to make a decision this year, guys.
Yeah.
I got to figure out what I'm going to do.
Have you heard the?
I'm going to save you and tell you we are way late.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, hang right there, buddy. 407-916-1041. Back in a sec with Ray Trindley, and we'll do last call as well. Let him up.
Make us think or make it funny. Just make it good. Get on board now for Last Call on the Jim Colbert Show. 407-916-1041.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
What a beautiful start to the work week. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast, and the good times keep on rolling. High tomorrow, 85 degrees. That'll be the case right through the end of the week. We'll see morning lows in the mid-60s, tomorrow included, and a possibility of some patchy, dense fog each morning. Now, things change for Friday. We've got a storm system moving in, which means rain, even thunderstorms possible, knocking our temperatures down closer to the seasonal normal of 72. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Right now during Staples Sit-a-thon, select chairs are more than 50% off, like the Leather Vortex Gaming Chair, now just $119.99. Offer ends 2/11 while supplies last. Staples, the working and learning and savings store.
Here's what I know. It's January. Today was 84 degrees. Tomorrow's supposed to be 84 degrees. It's going to cool off a little bit this weekend and then right back into the 80s, and it's not even spring yet. That is why in Central Florida, you have to have an AC company you can lean on, and more importantly, that you trust. For me and for hundreds of other Central Floridians, including my buddy Ross, that's Mills Air. And here's why. 30-plus years of experience, guys. Let them put that to use to make sure you have cold AC every single time you need it here in this awful humidity in Florida. They all the brands, they know them all, and they're carrier factory authorized dealers. That can get you up to $1,275 in rebates towards a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier and certainly turn to Mills Air. They're family owned and operated. Call them today. It's 407-277-1159. Online, millsair.com.
I'm Orlando attorney Mo DeWitt, and we got Liz $1 million.
About a year ago, I was in a really bad accident. Nobody would help us. But when we called Mr. DeWitt and his team, they were there to help through the whole thing. I'm extremely happy with the results. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.
Prospective client may not obtain same or similar results.
Checkers $5 meal deal is for people who know what it's like to stretch. Every dollar. Ooh, before you pull a hammy, get to Checkers and feast on our $5 meal deal. Fill up on a fully dressed checker burger or fry lover's burger, plus 8-piece white meat chicken bites, Checkers oh-so-famous seasoned fries, and a 16-ounce drink. Oh, mama, that's a lot for just $5. The Checkers $5 meal deal. Woo, no stretch required.
Visit nationstrucks.com and make no payments for 120 days with approved credit. Ford, Chevy, Dodge Ram, and GMC with the largest selection of pre-owned trucks. You're going to find them all at Nations Trucks, the world's largest independent truck dealer.
Determination comes in many forms, but always starts with a Dunkin' Run. So take your medium or large coffee in one hand and grab a dollar donut in the other. No matter how you run, Dunkin' Run. Exclude specialty donuts and fancies. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer terms apply.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Josh, quote, "After walking around my whole life being a mouth breather, I was excited to try Navage. I read the directions carefully, pressed the button, and oh my gosh, what a sensation. So much mucus, so much crud, but oh sweet, merciful air I can finally breathe you through my nose. Never have I ever taken such an amazing breath in my life. This is a life changer," unquote. He's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Internal Revenue Service. When you owe a personal or business tax debt and can't pay, just hearing those 3 words brings feelings of fear and anxiety, and it's only a matter of time before tax liens, wage garnishments, or bank levies happen to you. We are J. David Tax Law, a local firm right here in Florida. Your first step to resolution is our no-cost consultation. We take the time to go through your specific tax problem step by step. We explain exactly what your options are and how we will resolve your tax issue. At J. David Tax Law, only highly experienced tax attorneys will represent you, and our fee payment plans are affordable for everyone. If you have tax problems, call us now for a no-cost consultation at 407-603-3962. That's 407-603-3962. Or find us on the web at jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
Backup systems. We depend on them. Even your household budget has one. And Scott Cash Advance. Up to $500 fast with no credit check. Many locations open 24/7. Some restrictions apply, subject to approval.
And Scott.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Love us while you got us. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Real Radio 1041. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Are you offended yet? Obviously, we're only kidding. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Okay, finally got my 23andMe results. What? Jim Colbert is my father? Wait a doggone minute here. That explains why I'm also definitely not a racist. Long live Jeff Bezos.
All right. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. We do have 3 lines open for last call. 3 lines, so grab one of those right now. 407-916-1041. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here, along with our buddy Ray Trinley. OneFirmForLife.com. You can find the offices up in Altamont Springs. TK Law. That's where he works. That's where he practices. We have some breaking news, guys. A little sad breaking news, unfortunately.
Yeah, it turns out Laverne and Shirley actress Cindy Williams has died at 75.
Ah.
Yeah, Cindy Williams. So it goes in 3s, right? Didn't somebody else just pass? Who else just passed?
Celebrity-wise, I don't think so.
I thought somebody just passed away here recently. Well, Lisa Marie.
But that was too long ago. Yeah, I think it's usually you try and keep it within a week.
Okay, so she is she starting the next
I
3?
would say she's starting a new group of 3.
Yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041. 3 lines open, so grab one of those, and we'll get to last call here in a second. What's going on?
Well, 3/5 of us here right now grew up probably when that show was on and watched it.
Shamil Shemazel.
Hassan Forever Incorporated.
Yeah.
Ross, high five. We're the 2 men out.
Yeah,
Pepsi and Milk.
Yeah.
Lenny and Squiggy.
Yeah, there was a spinoff of Happy Days.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right, and that show spun off. I mean, what show spun off more shows than Happy Days? Laverne and Shirley. It was Joni and Chachi.
Mork and Mindy.
Mork and Mindy. Was it the Jeffersons?
No, that was All in the Family.
Oh,
that
yeah,
spun
you're right.
off.
You're right. So
and Maude as well.
How about Flo? Where did she come from? Oh, that was
Mel's Diner.
That was Mel's Diner. But
Kiss my grits.
But that spinoff was from something else. Mel's Diner came from something else as well. We'll have to get to the bottom of this tomorrow. All right,
I'm with Ray and Ross. I have no idea what you're talking about.
3 of us.
R.I.P. Cindy Williams, who passed away today at 75 years old.
She was also in American Graffiti.
That's right, yeah. Ron Howard.
Didn't she also make an appearance on Happy Days, or no?
Well, yeah. Yes, she was actually, but they were, I think, considered loose women back then. Like, Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, they were like, yeah.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
she was
Ross dreamt
considered
about one
a
of those.
sure thing.
I've been that.
I don't get it.
407-916-1041. 3 lines open. Grab one of those. We'll get to that. Deb, who do we have to thank today?
Well, we want to thank Brandon Kravitz from our sister station 96.9 The Game, as well as friendly attorney Ray Trendley from TK Law.
Oh, yeah.
OnFirmForLife.com.
Great suit today, buddy. Let's
Thank
keep
you.
the honey mustard off that one.
I'm gonna try.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
It was a really good dressing.
Ray-
My
Ray-
wife takes good care of me.
Ray ate dressing from home and spilled honey mustard down his shirt today and then had to go into a deposition.
Real quick, wanted to update you, Jimmy. You were right. Another celebrity did pass. It was the original Wednesday from the Addams Family.
Lisa Loring.
Lisa Loring.
That's right, yeah. Twitter poll, Bub.
Are you open to the idea of getting your DNA tested for genealogy research?
Ray shakes his head no immediately.
Yeah.
You know how many murderers get caught with that
Yeah,
stuff?
nobody, thank you.
Are you a murderer?
Yeah, exactly. What do you have to worry?
Listen, he's out thinking the game.
Plead the fifth.
Jimmy?
Give us
Your
a
guess?
percentage.
26.
Say yes, they would?
Yes.
54 said yes.
Whoa.
Double that. All right. Ross, stand up.
Yeah, I'll be at Chuckles this weekend.
Yeah. Well, we got to get to these calls. Party Mom, last call.
We had a weird Ross thought here today. He's banging severed feet almost every other day. Right on 95, he's sucking dirty toes. To each his own, I guess. We all work with what we know.
Oh, you
Smoke
got
weed every day.
There you go, Party Mom. Thank you so much.
I'm so sorry, Ray.
Pine Hills, last call.
Ross likes butt stuff.
Yeah, thank you very much,
All
Pine
right,
Hills.
dude. Come on, man.
Mike Larson, last call. Take us home, Mike.
Mike Buzzer Larson here. I had a tough childhood, Jim. At 9, I was on the stand in custody court. The state had proven that my parents and grandparents had beat me. The judge turned to me and said, "Little Mikey, where do you want to go?" You know what I told that judge, Jim?
What?
I told him I want to go to the Las Vegas Raiders. They don't beat no one. Take that, cat dog.
Ray, as always, thanks for coming by, buddy.
Thanks
It's
for
good to
having
see you. That's Ray Trindley, onefirmforlife.com. TK Law offices up in Altamont Springs. All right, let's get out of here. Woo! Big old day coming up tomorrow. What'd you do that's new? We'll go over Deb's choice and then slide right into Jack's choice. You have something, Jackson?
Oh, yeah. Can't wait to tell you about it.
You're the worst liar that ever
I know,
lived.
he
You are
just
by
realized
far
he's like, oh,
the
wow.
worst
Ray,
liar.
see me after the show.
Yeah. I like how Jim's acting like he thinks about it a week in advance.
I know.
He texted me about it. I know he's doing it.
On behalf of Deb, Jack, Ross, and everybody, Ray Trindley, I'm Jim. We follow the news junkie. They follow the monsters in the morning. Usually it's 5. 4 throws me off. It's weird. They follow the news junkie. After this, it's Tom and Dan with the Colbert Time and our friends from Real Laughs. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a wonderful Monday evening.
Bye.
I do ginger brandy.
A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan is coming up next on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center, shop the best quality for Valentine's Day and the lowest prices.
Authorities still on scene of this crash at a shutdown north and southbound travel on OBT at Carroll Street. Consider John Young Parkway for an alternate. Southbound travel on the Turnpike still slow between 417 and US 192. Westbound travel on I-4 a solid ride now between Osceola Parkway and 429.